Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Straighten up.
All right. I'm good. Actually, whatever.
No, you got the beef. You got beef with me. You was supposed to be telling me what your issue with me is. I'm waiting.
All right. So that's my problem, man. Like,
your problem is you can't control yourself when I make what you. So your problem is you can't control yourself when I make what you call irresponsible and inconsiderate jokes, and you laugh at them. So instead of being able to control yourself, you want me to not make the joke.
Something like that, yeah. But man, another example, man. Like, so Lady Snoop, I think that's her name. Lady Snoop. Yeah, I know she came through first, so she, in a sense, I guess you say that she got what she deserved, she was asking for that. But man, once again, you went in like extra hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand, you making a strong video, I get it. I think any normal person would have did that, but you like kind of was beating the dead horse, you know what I'm saying? Video after video, you going in on that situation was kind of dead with it. I think you got it on top of it and still was going on. You tend to do that a lot.
So it makes you hard to be a fan because you believe that I speak on the individual for 3 days in a row and it should have been out at 2 days. So it should have been out at 1.
Even if you did it out in one day, let's say you just did that one day. It's how you speak about them. You see what I'm saying?
I just use what she had. I just use what she gave me. She the one who did that video with Dude had no fronts. I didn't do that. Dude turned around and smiled with no fronts. What am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to ignore the fact that this thing got a bad mouth? Am I supposed to ignore the fact that this woman put on some clothes and she got to wear extra baggy clothes because she's shaped like one of them human stick figures? Is that me? You said I'll beat a dead horse, or beat a dead whore, or her face as long as a horse. I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know that this woman kept coming at me every day, so I just went back. I went back until I got tired. If she had said that, I would have said that. You are laughing, I heard it.
No.
Good. You can't call me lying. Listen. She was not trying to squash any beef. She was trying to suck my dick, but she was trying to squash no beef. That girl was desperate. Since let me tell you something, I helped out this girl's life. Since she been going at me, apparently she got enough money to be able to get something else. She still been driving around trying to have a regular show, doing like everybody else, trying to bite me. And now it sounds like she got a nigga that constant nigga in the car because she now keep acting like she got a boyfriend. So I looked over that the other day and she was acting like she got a boyfriend. So I think she got a boyfriend now, all because that nigga thinks she making some money. She's so stupid. She just let the nigga ride in the car with her. If you having to ride around the car and the nigga that you fucking is riding in the car with you, bitch, you lost.
Yeah, that ain't a good look. I get that ain't a good look.
Hey, this nigga, she talking about I got me a man now, so I was like, how you get a man that motherfucking quick? This nigga done set up and watching videos, you talking shit about me. He saw you got a few damn donations and he want to ride in the car with you and smoke. You a dummy. If you a smoker, bitch, the last thing you need is a career smoker. You need a career worker so y'all can get together and you can smoke and he work to get you some smoke. At least y'all know y'all got a good team. Don't need 2 first basemen on a baseball team. Got 2 quarterbacks, no guards, and no receivers.
Valid point. Like one of your other callers said on the Instagram, women are a delicate flower. You have to treat them.
Man. You done made up a fake-ass beef to call me. You ain't got no real beef. You know I was going to talk about your mama, and you was worried. So you tried to make up a beef.
No. But hold up, pause. Okay, right now I was...
I didn't say nothing gay. You ain't got to tell me to pause.
No, but I'm serious, man. Like, sometimes it really... And I know people... Matter of fact, ask your chat, man.
Shout out to
sometimes it's really hard being a fan of yours, man. Ask him. Go ahead. Ask him.
I can't ask them, but I got to go to another phone call because it sounds like you done made up some stuff, man. I appreciate your phone call, but you said.
You said what?
I said I appreciate your phone call, but what I'm gonna do? I didn't know I had a wrench over in Styles' chat room. I should go block a nigga. You know what I'm saying? You just go. I didn't look over in Styles' chat room, realize I got a wrench. I'm a block a bitch.
Abusing your power. Man.
Yes. And you got to do it every now and again. Why get power if you want to abuse it? Anyway, man, I'm going to see if I can get to another phone call, though, seriously, because I know I hope it's some people that want to that want to get at me because of what happened today, because they asked me to do this, but then again, they told me to do it, and they said they were going to block me. And, I mean, they were going to donate. They ain't do that shit either. Let me see if I can go to another phone call. Let's see. Fuck it. Goddamn, stop starting. 209. What's up?
Thank you for taking my call, Tommy. I don't hate you, but I definitely am mad at you tonight.
Be mad. Be mad. Go ahead. Come on, Tupac.
What's that, sir?
I said, come on, Tupac. Talk to me.
Okay. What I'm mad about? I'll try to get it so you can comprehend it pretty fast here. I've been a subscriber of your website since early spring. Okay, and when all the shit was coming down, and everybody was attacking you from every side, and you had to put on short intro videos on YouTube so they could come to your website to see your show. Mm-hmm. And that was when I decided to come in and be a true fan and support the cause. Mm-hmm. Yet a few days ago, you was doing the Kaepernick video. And I made two comments. One was you was talking about how mad you were at white people because Kaepernick couldn't get a job now in the NFL because of kneeling.
No, I wasn't mad at white people because of that. I stop lying on me. I was not mad at white people.
At some white people.
Oh, no. I wasn't mad at white people because Kaepernick couldn't get a job. I was mad at them because when I was doing a damn show, all of those white people who was trying to tell me about these great stances and they love the fact that I tell the truth about something, when I was saying how I felt about Kaepernick, they now got mad talking about I'm going to unsubscribe and stupid shit like that. You can't say you like that I take stances, and then when I take this stance that you don't like, now you're going to unsubscribe. That's fucked up.
I agree 100%, and that's not why I'm mad at you.
No, I didn't say that's why you were mad. I was telling you said something incorrect, sir. You said I was mad at. That is not why I was mad at white people.
That's the real reason I'm mad tonight.
Because
so when you were saying that, I said I put in the comment section that Kaepernick doesn't have a job in the NFL today because of Kaepernick, and that's because he was offered a job with the Panthers Ravens. And he let his girlfriend blow it for him. To me, why you would bring a woman to a negotiation anyway, it's got to be one of the dumbest things you can do. A negotiation is not a garden party. It's business. He should have left her at home, told her to clean the kitchen or whatever. But he had a chance to be playing today and let his woman mess it up.
I said that, though. I said he should have dropped that bitch.
I agree.
That's one of the reasons why I have a hard time dating, because bitches love getting in your business and bringing shit and don't bring shit. Well, I was saying that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time dating, because bitches want to be in your business, but they don't bring shit to you. The bitch don't bring shit to you. They don't pay for shit for you. But that's all Kaepernick's money. That bitch don't bring shit to the table, and she fucking it up. We got to stop letting these women try to tell us what to do with the business we running, tell us what to do with the money we making, especially when that bitch life is getting better because she with you. But we let them motherfuckers try to tell us how to run our damn business, how to do this, where to do this at, and they couldn't pay for they couldn't fill your gas tank, much less anything else. That's his fault. I said it immediately.
So we're agreeing there. And when you were fussing about how people are not upset about that guy who beat up his girlfriend, and Vic Morrow got got to play again in the NFL, I said, as far as I'm concerned, you can throw them all in jail, and that's what I put it in the chat.
But I'm still trying to find out what your beef is with me. Y'all don't ever come on and just be like, here's my beef with you, man.
My beef with you is I got blocked. I can't chat now for saying those two things. One of those two things upset either you or one of your moderators.
You might have got the mod mad.
What's that, sir?
I said you might have got the mod mad. The mod. That's what the mod does.
Well, I've sent you a couple of emails about it, asking you to unblock me with my channel, and nothing's been done. And I was hoping I could get the unblock done.
Well, send me a link right now, and I'll unblock you right now. All right?
All right, sir.
All right.
Because I love you. I love your show. I love what you do. And even when we disagree, I still love you. Okay?
You just caught me off guard for a minute. I had to make sure that you was saying it in the right context. I get it now, but I've been talking about Hassan all day. I was in the wrong state of mind, and when you said that, I was about to hit that was about to cut it off. But I get it now. I get what you're saying now. I get it now.
It's your fault I said that because you said men should be able to tell each other we love each
No,
other
I'm saying
more.
it just took me a second. I've been talking about that. No, it took me a second. Then I was realized because I've been talking about this other nigga all day, and I was like, I thought you might have been a fan of his.
Those are good shows. I'm here to tell you, those are good shows. I agree with you 100%. That man's a strange little cucumber. I don't know. Hassan is a mental institution. He needs therapy in the worst way possible.
Yes.
There's so much wrong with him.
Hey,
and I'm going to let you go and let other people talk. I thank you for listening to me, and I'll send you an email right now.
Well, thank you, and I will make sure you get unblocked right then. And thank you, brother. And I will say it back to you. Love you back, bro. I just, it caught me off guard for a minute, and I had to remember. I had to remember. I had a flashback.
Nothing freaky.
Yeah, I got a flashback. I said, oh, no. That's it, but wait a minute. I get it. So thank you very much, brother, for the phone call. Let me see if I can bring in some more people to join this here party line. And as soon as you send me that, I will unblock you while I'm doing live show. That's why I'm doing. I can do all kind of shit, man. I can do it. I was over there trying to talk to this other fella who had a show going on, and I was trying to get him to come on and do the show with me too, because that's the type of nigga I am. So let's see if he's listening.
When seeking medical attention, one of his former victims, Hassan Papa Campbell, come along. Hey, this nigga poked me. He poked you. Oh, we can't have none of that. I'm going to get that nigga for it. So that nigga came back and said something about it. I didn't have no info. That's why I asked, do you know these niggas? Are you involved? No. You gonna play a sound, like me doing a video, one of my big time I rode my bike and I fell and my bike hit a car and I left a dent. You gonna call the local police? That nigga out there vandalizing cars.
Let me see if he speak on me.
Styles about to have a Mortal Kombat tower. Come on, man. I'm always fighting, man. That nigga say he's an info activist. And then he say under that she said, I got a Christian, I wanted to get to the Christian part. I wanted to tear that shit apart. We didn't get that far. Oh, I was gonna tear that shit up.
Let me get on back to the did I stop it and start it? I don't even know. I'll do it again. Fuck it. Let's go on to the next phone call. I'm not answering you, unknown phone caller, because I know who you are. You that stupid motherfucker that's just going to sit there and go, and I ain't got time for that stupid shit, you jackass. 507, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Tommy? I'm just talking about a certain stance on Dwight Howard that I disagree with.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's just that it's just Glanders Booper.
No, that wasn't a white person. That was a nigga. He just trying to bring back what them white boys said 2 years ago, and it didn't really work for you, did it, sir? See, if you're going to make a joke, make it and have a good setup. That's a bad setup, sir. That's a bad setup.
I know who it is, man. That nigga's a fucking rat, man. That's some rat shit, nigga. That's some rat shit, nigga.
They're trying to bring in another one. 267.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
Yep.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm well. Talk to me.
Okay. Okay, this is a tough one only because, you know, in a way I kind of, you know, I feel, I wouldn't say feel bad, but, you know, I know people personally who've been abused, and the thing is people who've been abused, they do have lots of mental problems. Now, I'm not trying to make an excuse for this fella, you know, Hassan, because, you know, he came at you and attacked you, and he attacked a few other people. But, you know, I have listened to some of his shows. I'm not a
going to go get them with the government.
I do disagree with
These
you
are gamers
about
that don't like
he
loot
doesn't talk about
boxes.
nothing at all. I have come across a few of his channel, his commentary, where he actually talks about things that are pretty real, and other abuse victims in Hollywood, and a lot of subliminal message in Hollywood. The problem with this fellow is because his mind is not straight, he's all over the place, and he could do a lot of things to help other victims if he just get help for himself. I understand that you have to stand up for yourself too. It's not right that he talks crap about your kid and, you know, and attack you. It's not right. But at the same time, just be careful that you don't get caught up with this back and forth. It's a waste of time, personally. And, you know, if you really think about it, the both of you, if he could somehow, you know, get that help, you guys would have been a great team to go after this guy at Bambana, because.
But wait. You're saying we would have been a great team. Let me tell you something. How many times have I asked this man straight up to his face, hey man, if you got a real story, why don't you tell it like it's a real story? And he won't.
Right. It's difficult because he burns bridges, and people have given him some platforms. And I honestly think that he really has a mental problem.
Yes.
And, you know, I know people with mental problems. And Star actually gave him a platform, and Star is actually a big advocate for him. Star been helping him a lot. What was his name? Bambata or Africa Babata, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Africa Bambottoms.
Oh, okay. Yes, he was about to do a concert. I forgot the location. There was a few people who sponsored him, and because of Star, he was able to shut that down. He and a few other people somewhat protested against this concert, and he basically spread awareness that this man is a pedophile, or a potential pedophile, or an alleged pedophile. And I mean, they did a good thing there, but no justice have really been served. There were like 5 guys, actually there were 6 guys who came out and alleged that, not alleged, but told that Africa Babata have sexual assault them when they were young.
But I'm just trying to find out, and maybe I'm just not very intelligent here, but I'm trying to find out exactly what is the issue with me.
I think what I have an issue is you sometimes kind of go overboard when you mocking people, and I know you have a lot of humor.
So what should I do though if those people come? Well, I want to know though, what should I do if those people are coming at me? I'm just curious. I should.
I mean,
now you can tell me. I'll listen. I just want to know the best way to respond to people who decide to say I'm raping my kid, a so-called rape victim.
Well, different. I think it depends on the individual, and you have to respond to each individual differently. With Hassan, I feel like someone like him, you can respond very seriously with him. I feel like if you didn't say anything, just do it in a more serious tone, unlike other people. I mean,
I don't know if what he's saying about. Let me tell you something. I don't know if what he's saying about that man is real. But if he starts talking about my kid in that manner, I'm going to think that what he's saying about that man isn't real. Because if it was, I would have assumed that he wouldn't speak that way.
That's very true. Very true. And, I do agree with that.
There's no reason for him. Like, think about it. Him going at dude's wife. There was no reason for him to say anything about that man's wife like that. You remember, he's supposed to be the protector of black women.
Yeah, I was mad. And I did comment something on his comment section about that. And I honestly made the comment like, how can anybody take you serious at all if you behave in this way? If you want to have a cause, then, focus on that cause, but I guess everybody takes things differently. I don't know. But however, him going after your child, that's completely wrong.
Nothing he says and does, and I can never get behind. Well, let me stop saying that. I can never support someone to me who is a killer and brags about killing and brags about killing other people, who took his time to tell people to flag my stuff down. Now he's saying, why are people messing with his stuff when he's using the money to feed his family? How fucked up is that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So, no, I don't have any respect for him or what he's gone through. And if anybody wants to say, well, here's what you're making people, these so-called victims, feel like. No, anybody that's supposedly a victim like him and are acting like this, then they get what they get. We need to start having it to where we have respectable people who come out and tell their damn story, not people who come out and try to fuck over people as much as they claim they've been fucked over.
That's very true.
That ruins any movement. That ruins any movement. You can't go around talking about some women are abused and you've been arrested for abusing your 3 boyfriends right after it.
But it seems like that is the case with a lot of when, particularly when blacks, when they come out and try to have some type of movement, they don't really take their own self seriously. It's a shame because
it's not them, dear. It's their audience. Let me tell you something. It's not them, dear. It's the audience. If y'all really took them seriously, y'all wouldn't back people who did it. So you would hold them to that kind of standard. If he was held to any kind of standard, he wouldn't be able to get away with it. He wouldn't do it. He's telling you his numbers is growing because he's being a dumbass. He didn't say his numbers are shrinking.
That's absolutely right. And a lot of the people on his channel, they were supporting him. And when I did confront him with, facts, I did get attacked, But one of the things I said to him, if your fans really cared about you, if they gave a damn about you, they would be upfront and honest. They're just using you.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even if they cared about him. If they cared about this so-called movement, whatever this so-called movement is, you wouldn't want to attach your name to something that's that disgusting as what he's doing to other people just because he's mad at them. So hopefully we were able to answer that. And to this person who keeps calling from this unknown phone number, I keep kicking you off for a reason, just to see if you'll keep calling back. But you won't get your voice heard. So I don't know what your point is. You literally are just going to keep getting dropped just to see if you call back.
Have a good night.
You too. I'm trying, guys. I'm opening my lines up to see who disagrees, and I can only go with what I'm getting. But I don't mind answering their questions. When they have just regular questions like that, I don't mind answering them either. I can't work with somebody who thinks that what they're doing like that is okay. 310, what's up?
Well, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Talk to me.
It's easy. Don't act like you don't recognize my voice.
I didn't at first, but go ahead. Talk to me.
Well, now you do know. You know it's my birthday, by the way.
Well, happy birthday, young man. And you chose to spend it with me, so that's pretty cool.
Well, a portion of it. And let me tell you what my beef is, man, is I'm like thoroughly confused because I'm busy doing other things on YouTube and living my life, man. And I'd like if you could give me some clarification so I don't have to be so confused, man.
I'll try. Go ahead.
And I'm sure, and you're an articulate dude, I'm sure you wouldn't mind clarifying, man. What's up with, like, you and this weirdo relationship you got with Victor Moan, man? I can't figure this shit out.
What relationship do I have?
It's like, well, let's just review some history, some real quick. It's like this guy hated you. First, he was a little bit of a fan of yours, and then he went on the other side with Tyrone, and he made videos to you every day, 4 and 5 videos a day. You never paid him a lick of attention. He did that shit for 3 years. I go away for a little while. I come back. The consensus is Vic is an idiot. Vic is just an idiot. Something's wrong with him. He's off. That's the consensus. Just about 99 people out of 100 will go ahead and concede that point, that Vic's an idiot. And I'm sure you probably could agree with me. And then all of a sudden, it's like he's robbing to your Batman. Then from what I gather, you kick him off your nuts. You say, look, dude, I've had enough, and I need to end this relationship. You know, I need to end whatever this is you got going on. Whatever's going on, I want to stop it. Then it seems to start again. I'm just confused. You don't mind to speak on it?
Well, do you understand that you and every other one of those dudes who have a problem with me or talk shit about me, I still allow you to come on and talk, and I still have no problem talking with you? Who do you know that I've held a grudge against? Name a person that you know that I've held the grudge against them. Just one. I just named one. You're
answering my question with the question.
No, what I'm saying is I have no issue with people. I have no issue with people once they just leave me the fuck alone. I want them to stop going to the places that they're going. When they're sitting there stalking a motherfucker, I got a problem with you. When you can stop doing that, I'm all right with you.
He stalked you for 3 years. Then all of a sudden you're his pal. I don't get it.
When you keep saying I'm somebody's pal, I'm not the nigga's pal. When you make up words, then there's a problem. I'm as much his pal as I'm as much his pal as I am yours.
Right, but no. You're far closer to him.
He reaches out to me more. No. He reaches out to me more than you do. That's it.
Well, I'm not a fan. I'm only a fan.
So then you just answered your question. If you reach out to me, I don't care who you are. If Tyreek started jumping in my chat room right now and started making videos saying Tommy all right and shit like that, I'd have no issue with him. Then y'all would say he was my fan. It's just like with Sinetta. Sinetta, I got punched at his place. Do you hear me? I got physically assaulted at his event that he invited me to. Who was on my show today?
I'm not sure. Was he?
Yes. And I was on his show about 2 weeks ago.
Well, you guys got over it. I mean, he didn't punch you.
And neither.
But I get what you're saying.
If I invite you to my house, I'm sorry. If I invite you to my house, I had beef with you, but I invite you to my house and say there's no beef, and then you got punched at my house, a normal person would think I set you up.
I got you. I mean, I can appreciate that. Well, why do you think Vic has this obsession with you, though?
Why do you have an obsession with him?
That's a better question.
Well, why do you have an obsession with him? Let me explain, because I just told you. No, listen. I just told you I have no beef with this man or nothing like that, and you still want me to either have one with him or what? I don't know why. You have to ask him. If you believe he has an obsession with me, as you say, then you got to ask him.
Look,
he'll answer your question.
You can't get a straight answer out of Vic. Vic just starts talking. He's liable to go anywhere. He tells me I'm the one that's in love with you when it's obviously him.
But you can't get me to answer his mindset. But you can't get me to answer his mindset. You can try, and I'll try.
So
I will try. I can try to answer it. I would always look at it like this.
Speculate.
I would always look at it like this. His whatever you want to call it towards me is the equivalent of everyone else's. You got people, not just him, talking about me, and I don't even say anything about them. At least he's had some interaction with me. They've had none, and they still won't stop. Okay, ask yourself this. I don't say anything about Black Rampage. This nigga still talks about me. How long has it been? It's been over a year.
No, I got a better name for him. That's Crime Wave Chris. Crack Cocaine Chris is what I call him.
But do you get I get what you call him, but you were asking me about my point, and hopefully that would have made my point that I don't even say this man's name.
Look, I'm nowhere the YouTube personality you are, but I am a personality out here, right? And I know it's a weird-ass thing when people you've never interacted with seem to have all this hate for you. You ain't done shit to them. You know nothing. In fact, you probably entertained them. Well, you know what? I just hope that if you ever meet Jit, you have security guards, maybe a bulletproof vest and some pepper spray, because the obsession that he has for you is just as sick as the woman that killed Selena. It's just as sick as Mark David Chapman, who killed John Lennon. You know, people are killed by their fans. And he might be the one to do it.
Well, I understand if people really gave a shit about me, there's certain things that they wouldn't be doing anyway. So I hear people saying, watch out for him. But nobody's saying, you know what? These other niggas that making these videos about you, pushing this agenda of these people hate you, are a problem too. Well, if people really gave a shit about me, that's a problem.
I wouldn't want your life. I wouldn't want your life. I wouldn't trade spots with you.
So I just live mine, and I understand that one day I'm going to lose it. How I'm going to lose it, I don't know. So I'm going to live it as much as I can, fuck as many hoes, and spend as much money as I can. How about that?
But that's going to be your doing. Black women. That's another joke. I can't get a laugh out of you for shit today, huh?
Listen, they've already been my doom.
You did.
If I took black women out of my life, my life would have been pretty much a smooth sailing.
Well,
I can look over my life and understand that, and it ain't even people I've done dirty. It's people I've done the best.
Well, I think you've given Vic fair warning sometimes. At least I don't know what the status is now. It's like, look, man,
I don't have anything.
Alone. I got my own beats. I don't need you including me in bullshit and using my name in your title, and yet he continues to do it. In fact, a lot of times, I've seen little headlines.
Well, you got to understand.
Like when you went after the... I'm sorry?
I said, but you have to understand there's other motherfucker who lives in another state who I've just begged, if you just leave me alone, it's done. He says he can't leave me alone. And then when he does, then he let trolls talk him into saying something back. He said you won't say his name. Well, I got to say it now to prove to these niggas who don't even exist that I can say his name and put myself in legal jeopardy. That's how stupid he is. But I can't stop him from doing it.
So I got... Who I got to guess who it is? You talking about MC Meltdown?
Oh, no, no. See, that's what I'm saying. The point is that man don't live in Indianapolis, so stop it. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then you don't know who I'm talking about.
All right. The guy with the gold teeth. All right, I got you.
But the point is, I can't stop any of y'all from saying anything about me. That I can't. So to say that I'm somebody else's friend when you don't see them, they ain't been on my show, I ain't been interviewing them, that you got a beef with the man or you don't like the man. Now you're trying to bring me into it, the same thing you said that he was doing.
Tommy, you know one of the phenomenons on this YouTube shit? Nobody can stop anybody from saying something about them.
I know. So then
nobody how can I if you decided right now and said, fuck you, Beasley, I'm going to air you out, there's nothing I could do to stop you from doing it.
Yes, but the difference is there's nothing you could do to start me from doing it. Because no matter what you've said about me, notice even though we've emailed each other personally, I've never had a word to say and we've never done that. Because I have no reason to do it.
Because I'm courteous and I'm a gentleman, and I would only talk about you behind your back.
And because I'm courteous and I'm a gentleman, and I don't worry about shit like that because I ain't trying to mess with y'all fucking real life as much as I can help it. I'd rather not have anything to do with people in their real life. I'd like to keep it on the internet, and that's it. That's why I would like for all this shit to stay. It would be really nice if it would stay there. And well, do me a favor, though. I'm gonna put you on hold and see if I can bring in some more people. Y'all got about 30 more minutes of my time if I keep on doing this. And thank you to the people that have donated. Fuck you to the people that's here, sit up here and keep on running your mouth in the comment section and don't donate shit. 513. Oh, and that person with that block number, you keep getting dropped. Your life sucks. It's a Thursday night. You just keep on fucking calling in and getting dropped off. You a dumbass. Go ahead. 513.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my fight with you is when you represent people who are against you, you kind of put them in a conglomerate. When you do that, you misrepresent them and you kind of mix all of their ideas together. What do you have to say about that?
That's a nebulous argument that I don't really understand.
Okay, like, so say someone says, Tommy did this. And then someone says, Tommy, why don't you do this? And it's the opposite of what they say that they want you to do. And you kind of say, well, if I do this...
Can you do me a favor? Since you claim I do it, just be specific. Be specific of what I've done. If it's something you say I've done, then you can just be specific to say I've done it. So just go ahead and tell me what it is I've done.
No, I'm saying, like, when you represent a person who, like a hater, for example, when you represent them, I think you put all of their ideas together, but it's
give me an example
with different ideas.
Okay, so give me an example.
What?
Give me an example of when I've done this.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have an example on hand. I'm just saying
that makes it difficult for me to say. It makes it difficult then when you say, "Don't you think you do that?" And I'm like, "But I don't know what you're talking about." Like,
I understand that. I understand that.
That does make it difficult.
Like, I'll just use like other celebrities, for example. Like when they talk about haters, they always say, "Well, if I do this, people are going to bitch, but if I do the opposite, they're going to bitch about it, whatever. So what do I do?" It's like you can't really appease everybody. So you have to just, go. You have to just do your own thing.
I don't understand exactly what you're saying. I guess it's not for me to understand then, is it?
I guess not. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just y'all make it difficult.
The call.
It's okay. Y'all just making it very difficult for me.
Okay. I'll tell you this. Next time I'll write it down, and then when next time you have one of these calls, I'll have it written down for you.
Yes, I don't know how many times I've told you guys that that's probably what you should do, and when you don't do it, I don't understand. It's like you got me at a disadvantage. I have nothing written down, and I have to go with what you guys say. It seems like you would already have your shit together. So,
this is hard for me because I'm actually a pretty big fan. But so when I watch you, I see you complain about people who say, I'll use example. When you were talking about when you took a shower with mercury, you talked about how people on the internet are going to say, "Oh yeah, I fucked my cat in the shower," but then people will bitch because you didn't give mercury a shower. It's like you kind of morph them into a conglomerate, like a single group.
What?
Does that make sense?
If I said some people will do this, how did I morph them into a single group? I said there's going to be some people out here who's going to take this video that I'm making and then turn around and say he was fucking his cat. How did I morph them into a conglomerate?
No, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what you said, and
Just don't.
I understand how I'm saying doesn't make any sense.
This seems like it's going to really harm your head at this moment. It seems like it's going to explode your cranium with all of that activity that seems to be going on in your cerebellum. So I don't want to do this,
or lack thereof.
I don't want to. I want to blow your brain stem. So let's just cut this. Let's just cut this while we can.
All right.
All right, then lick down, write it down. That's all I'm asking you to do.
I guess it was consensual, you know.
Yeah, it was. So I'm gonna ask you to just write it down next time, bro. But I'm glad that you're a fan, and I'm glad you tried, but you failed miserably. And that person who I keep dropping off, I'm telling y'all, that person keeps calling right back again. This person is a sick person. How many times can you get hung the fuck up on? And then I'll put them in this weight room thing, and so they won't be able to hear shit, and then they'll hang up. So unknown phone call, I'm gonna put you in this thing called a weight room, and like you won't be able to hear anything. So go ahead and hang up and then call back in. Okay, let's see if we can go to another phone call. Hey, little boy. We done found his little bed. Let me see if I can get another person that's not gonna do what the title says. 845, caller, you're on this shitty show that I'm putting together tonight. 845.
Hello.
Hellos.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can. That's why I keep responding.
So, I had sent you a message on Instagram. I was asking you.
Well, you set me up with your sister on Instagram.
Yeah, like Sunday morning.
You set me up with your sisters.
And I was, no, teenage.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir, ma'am. Person.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Oh, so I was asking you about. You were saying that with the black women, you get upset about when they have kids and they're getting the government support from the kids. And I was asking, I don't know if you made a video about it beforehand, but why don't you ever speak about the fathers not trying to go get their rights for their kids or trying to raise their kids?
Why don't I what?
Instead of leaving them with the moms.
Why don't I what?
Make a video about I don't know if you can hear me.
No, you're being really slow with it. Go ahead. I just say it. Like, why don't I make? I think you said, why don't I make a video about the fathers and why they don't go and get their kids from the mothers?
Yeah, or at least fight for their rights, because like I feel like when mothers take the fathers for court for child support per se, right? They don't always go for custody as well. So it's like
no, I get that. The first thing I'm gonna do if I get a hoe pregnant and she talking about some whatever, the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that I know I'm in a better position than her. She bring up anything about how she gonna try to ruin me or some crap like that. First thing I'm gonna do is before the baby comes, if I know if I'm in a better financial position, everything, she decides, okay, I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna go get custody. See what you get from it then. I'll make sure the judge knows she won't have to pay me any child support. I'll make sure the judge knows she can come and see the kid whenever she want to. I'll even pay for her to be able to do it. And the judge will sit there and look at it and be like, and bitch, what did you want from him? Well, I need some place to stay and I don't have no car. And then he's going to be like, well, we're going to give him the baby.
But a lot of men don't do it. But
no, I know they don't. I've said that though. Well, because most men didn't want the baby anyway. They didn't want the baby, and they didn't want to have nothing to do with the woman, so they're trying to just get away. They're trying to just get away from the woman. Me, I'm trying to make sure you don't fuck me over. If you want a baby that bad from me, your best bet is to tell me I'm not asking you for shit, and I'm going to walk off with my baby. That's your best bet.
No, I'm not talking about so like there's two groups. So you have the group of men who don't want nothing to do with the mother, don't want nothing to do with the kid. They pay their bills so they don't have to deal with it, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you have the other group who will complain that the mother's stopping them from seeing the kid, or the mother won't allow them to be a part of the kid's life, or whatever have you, but yet they don't do anything to be a part of their life. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what about those people? Because I know I've seen, like, a few of your videos where you talk about the child.
If they don't want to be a part of the kid's life, then why would they go to court, though?
Because sometimes, like, for example, I know someone who had a baby with someone they just met, right? And the girl, he didn't want the kid, and the girl wanted him to have the kid, right? But so she went and took it upon herself to have this child. The girl clearly had mental problems. So in the end, he ended up taking his kid. But did he want it at first? No. But it took for other people to tell them that you can go and do this because they just don't have no idea, like, or something that they have the same rights that the mother has. It's not one has more over the other.
Why don't more men do this? I guess because most men just feel like it's not their place to have the kid. They didn't want it. So it's weird to say, let me go get it, and I didn't want it. But I think they should do it if they know they're getting raped financially. But most men don't even see it that way.
Okay.
You got enough money, you start to realize, I'm not going to fund this bitch's lifestyle. And that's where I'm at. I'm not going to fund any bitch's lifestyle. She think that's going to happen, shit going to go left for her.
Yeah, and I agree with that because, like, it's a lot of things. I watch a lot of your videos, and, you know, I agree with a lot of things you say, but then it's like, with that aspect of it, it's just in my personal life, I'm not going to say woman, I don't know statistics of it, but different people I come in contact with, it's like there's always somebody saying, oh, their kid's mom doesn't allow them to see the kid. And I'm like, well, did you go to
what
court?
they do is if you mess up,
why didn't you walk up there to get visitation?
It's when you establish custody. See, if you have this woman has had this, see, if a woman's had this kid for a year and you haven't seen it in a year, then it's very difficult for you to be able to go into court and tell them, give me the baby, because the court's going to say, well, the baby's already established in this one place. But if you do it like right when that kid is born, if you say, you know what, but then the judge isn't going to let you get that kid and then not have anything to do with it. So if you're a guy and you say, well, I'm going to go get this kid that I don't want, and then you get custody of the kid, then what are you going to do with it? You have to make sure.
No, I'm not
and I want
talking
all
about
these
the people that literally want nothing to do with the kid. You know what I mean? That's the risk I feel like.
Well, but that's the position they'd be in when the kid was.
Complain about it.
I know, but they've already established. Once they're complaining about it, it's because the custody has already been established with the other parent. So there's nothing they can do.
I don't know how they do it.
Remember, you said they're complaining they can't see their kid.
In New York, right? If I had a kid with someone, right, and I had to take them to court for child support, right? If they say they don't know if the kid is mine, theirs or not, they do a DNA test, right? When the DNA test results come back, at that time, there's no custody order. It's assumed joint custody, so no one parent has more custody than the other, right?
Once you take possession of that kid, that's the problem, though. They would have to be able to take possession. They would have to take possession, though. They may not know that. They'd have to take possession of the kid. Like I told that one guy when he came on here, and he still didn't do it. And I told him and his so-called girlfriend, wife, whatever she was, what they needed to do because there is no established custody. I told them how to establish it. They didn't do it. But that kid had been alive for a while, so the kid had already been established as it was under this one parent's roof. So she wins when it comes to I've had the kid more than he has. Then it comes to lifestyle. Who lives the better lifestyle? With me, I'm in a real good position to get custody of a kid because I can say I work from home.
But the thing is, too, with that, see, I've seen it where the court has given visitation to women who don't even have permanent housing. Women who are in shelters, men who are in shelters, they've given them visitation. And, like, at the end of the day, if you have joint custody with no legal court custody order in, right? If you just took your kid and said, hey, you know what, you can't have them. No cop could take the kid from one parent and give it to another. They would have to go to court and prove it, you know?
I've said that several times. Again, you're saying, why don't I say that? I just told you I had a show where I told her that.
If I didn't know.
I was saying, I just told you I had a show where I was telling men that.
Okay.
That was a man and his wife who came on the show. And I was telling them to do that. It should be on the one-on-one channel.
On the one-on-one channel?
Yep. You go on my one-on-one channel, you'll see me sitting there telling men what to do and telling that man what to do.
Yeah, because it's just crazy. I just see that a lot. That's why I was like, I had sent you a message on Instagram on Sunday. We were talking about it. And you were asking me to come on the show, but I couldn't do it at that moment.
And you have to understand this as well. One of the biggest problems is if the state stopped funding these women in court, they wouldn't go to court. See, when women take these men to court, they don't have to pay a dime. They don't even have to show up. The state representative shows up. The man, however, when you're asking why doesn't he do X, Y, Z, if he represents himself, he's going to lose. The judge won't even take him seriously if he shows up with no attorney. You have no representation. The judge looks at you and says he doesn't take you seriously. Because he says you don't take the case seriously. Go ahead.
From my own personal experience, I could tell you that's not true.
What's not true?
That the judge would look at you and say, "Are you serious?"
If you can find a person that doesn't do it, that doesn't prove that my point of the majority of the time that you go there without representation, the judges say they don't believe that you're taking this seriously, so they don't take you seriously.
I'm not saying without private. Like we went to court, and I'm sorry, but legal aid is a joke, you know. And at the time, that's what we had. I put the case together for them myself and brought it to them. And at the end of the day, we've had my stepchild now for 4 years. And it was the father. He was a felon, and the mother was telling everybody about how he's a felon and he kidnapped the kid and everything else, right? And to this day, no matter how many times we go to court, we still have custody of that child, and she's the mother. But it still took for me to push him to do it, you know?
You had to push your man, who was a felon, to go get the kid from her.
Yes.
And how did y'all win? And how did and since you have a story to tell us, how did you win custody?
How did we get it?
Yeah.
Well, originally we took her. We just took her. Mm-hmm. She came for a visit. The mother wanted her back. I told her no, and the cop escorted her off my property because there's no court-ordered custody.
Ma'am, do you understand he had you? Do you understand he had you? Had he been by himself, do you think he would have been able to get this custody?
No, and that's my whole point. Why don't they? And it's because he didn't know. He didn't know, and he didn't believe he could.
Yeah, okay, but he had you.
But,
and he had your stable household to be able to do this because you said he was a felon.
But he was the one working. I was a stay-at-home mom. It's like he was working.
He still had a stable household. He had a woman that would be at home, so even if they had the baby, you, since you don't work, would be able to keep the kid. The kid wouldn't even have to go to daycare. These would be things that if I ever went to court, I would point out to the judge. Stays with her, she needs my money just to send the kid to daycare. Stays with me, I don't need a dime of hers, and the kid doesn't have to go to daycare. Stays with her, she needs my money to get a car. Stays with me, I got two.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, towards the end, we were married. In the last few court days, we were married. But at first, it was just, boyfriend and girlfriend. And, it's sad, though, when you see so many kids go through it. But I don't know. I try to tell different people, like, when they complain about stuff like that, you have rights, too, as a father,
Yes, and most men do not know this. And the reason they don't know this is because people tell you, and my own mother told me when I had custody of my daughter, told me, that's not right that you have that kid. The kid belongs
we went
with the
through
mother.
that. We went through that. Believe me, everybody said in the beginning we were wrong. We were horrible people. The child's supposed to be with their mother. Everybody from his mother to my mother, everybody hated us for it. But in the end, it was like appreciated because it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't as a father. It's like, okay, the mom could do no wrong, but dad, if he's not there, he's wrong. If he takes it, he's wrong. But at the end of the day, where would the kid be without him,
And the sad part about it is, and I don't mean to say this to you, and I have to go to another phone call, and I thank you for that. Hopefully I was able to answer it. But the sad part about this is, to me, is that a lot of these women who are on your side, they're only on your side because you're fucking them, and as soon as you stop fucking them and you get a kid with them, they do the exact same thing that they said that other woman was wrong for doing. It would be nice if a lot of these women would just stop all of that crap. But thank you so much for the phone call. I know that it was funny. I had a conversation with my daughters. I don't want to put it out there, but we had a conversation. I went to see her while I was in Atlanta when I was dropping my kid off, and her boyfriend was in there. And it was funny. I was so glad that she got him, that she got a dude, and they were whatever it was. I don't know if it's like if she'd known him for 2 weeks or 22 weeks. I don't know the nigga. And I didn't like the fact that he was sitting up in the house, but the nigga just he left because my kid is 12 now, and after a while, why ain't you at this nigga's house? That's what always bothers me because I was looking. I'm kind of bougie. I look to see what kind of car the nigga drive. He older than me, and he driving a piece of shit. and then he up in your house. But I was just glad that, you know, there's somebody there for her. And it's like, when you truly can get past whatever feeling you have for somebody else, and I wish that, because I sent her a text message. I was like, don't fuck it up. I said, because we need a travel buddy or something. Like this nigga be the nigga I rolled to the club with or something. You don't fuck it up. And I was making jokes, but saying like, look, when you really want a situation to work, take your emotions out of it. I haven't had any emotions in fucking years. I didn't have emotions when the baby came. The only emotion I had was, I hate you, bitch, and I would like to stab you several of times. But other than that, I had none. So me moving on was never a problem. I ain't never went over to the house and thought, get that ass again. I never thought that. I was like, I hate you, but I guess it's went down enough to where I just want to trip you instead of stabbing you like I originally wanted to do. I still want a little pain to happen, but I just want to draw a little blood maybe, but a contusion, but that's it. But I just wish that these women would stop acting like they're on these men's side until they get them trapped too. All these women claim they wouldn't take you to court. They think it's messed up what these women doing. Fuck around, get them pregnant. They do the exact same shit. They don't say, you know what? I know you don't want me, but I want this baby, and you seem like you're a pretty good dad to the kids you got. Just do the same thing for this one that you did for that one. We ain't got to go to court. We ain't got to do shit. I'm going to go get my own damn job. I don't need your motherfucking money because that's not what this about. Nope. I guarantee you the next bitch I get pregnant going to be one who sat there and listened to me talk about this shit, say how wrong it was, and going to try that same bullshit. Except I'm going to make her damn day. 973 caller. Let's get it in. All right, 973, what's up? Uh, 973. Hello. All right, 973, I'm dropping you. 803, caller, what's up?
Hey, Tommy.
Lauren.
Hi.
All right, what's your disagreement, dear?
All right, so I just got done watching one of your videos. I think it was the one with Black Republicans and why it's okay to be gay and Christian and not Black and Republican. And so basically, I just had one issue with what you said. I actually posted it in the comments if you see it, but basically, I think it was around the 18-minute mark where you said that the reason why gay people don't compare themselves to pedophiles or cheaters, like you were talking about that. But I kind of have to disagree with that somewhat. I don't think we don't compare ourselves to that group, and the same reason why men's rights activists don't compare themselves to incels. It's because even though they might have similar goals, they actually, even though they have similar goals, one group is inherently harmful and toxic, while the other one is actually a lot more it's a lot more reasonable, if I'm making sense.
No, you said.
Also, sorry, I have a cold.
No, you said that I said that why don't gays compare themselves to pedophiles?
Yeah, I think that's what you said. I can't exactly play it on my phone while I'm talking, but I think it was around the 18-minute mark.
Of which video?
Hold on, let me scroll.
You still ain't changed that damn battery.
I
ain't no excuse now. Nope, don't give an excuse.
I didn't feel like it.
Ain't no excuse. It's been too many days. But go ahead. What's the name of the video?
Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Black Republican. Why is it okay to be a gay Christian but not a Black Republican? Okay. If I remember correctly.
All right, let's see. That should be on this channel. So hold on a second. Let me look in there.
No, wait. It's not the 18-minute mark. It's the 11:18 mark or around there. I posted a comment about it because I felt like it was
11 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah, 11:18 or okay. around that point.
All right, let's pull it up. It's under the one. It says Why is it more acceptable to be gay Christian than a black Republican? In my Wishmaster voice. If you've never seen a Wishmaster, you need to watch it.
No, it's a wasted joke on me, but I still appreciate the effort. I'm a youngin'.
I'll give you 3 wishes.
I wish I had a separate.
Hold on, I'm playing it now. Listen. I'm playing it now. Listen. Not be known that you're gay. All you have to do is not go around hitting on dudes. We wouldn't know you were gay. All you got to do is stop going around taking dick. We wouldn't know you were gay. But no matter what it is that I do, no matter where it is that I live, no matter how good of a job that I have, no matter who I marry, no matter how well read, no matter how well behaved my children are, no matter how well manicured my yard is, no matter how big my pool is, no matter how great my diction is, you will see my skin color. You will notice my skin color before you know anything else about me. So please, you know, it would have helped if you could have told me where exactly it was, because we might be listening for a long time.
I couldn't run that area. I don't know. Maybe I linked the wrong time, and maybe it was somewhere before it, but I do remember somewhere around that mark you did bring up the point of why gays don't compare ourselves to pedophiles or cheaters, something along those lines.
I would have to hear it because I don't want to say I didn't say it and I fucked around and said it. But I know I don't think I did exactly that, but I'm not going to sit up here and say I didn't. So that's why I was willing to play it, because I'd rather hear my words so I can address my words. Because, you know, I don't have no motherfucking script. I might have been high that night. I don't know. I might have been mad at a bitch, so I said something that the bitch would hear while I'm playing the show. I don't know.
I mean, I wish I could pull it up on my laptop, but the stupid thing's not working.
Yeah, so, they saying I said it, but I just want to know the context in which I said it. Saying something and having a context makes sense. I don't know if I was saying it in a comparison way or what. So that's why I said I want to hear it.
Yeah, so basically, okay, let's see what I can do. I think I can go into my notifications and try and press the link about where it was and see right about where you might have said it, because I don't want to put words in your mouth. If there's anything I hate more is when people do that. So,
well, if that's all you're going to put in my mouth, I'm all right with that. It's just words. So when people call in, if that's all they're going to do, I get a little bit mad, but I know it could have got worse. They could have tried to do it like Charlemagne, so I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I would be careful, especially with some of these dudes.
Right. So, but if let me see if I can try. I hate trying to say if I then what I might have, because I don't know exactly what context I said it in. But I can say I do understand you saying, why would you compare yourself to something that has a negative connotation? But at the end of the day, stop comparing yourself to black folks. Stop trying to take over the black people's struggle. You got a different struggle. Live your struggle. Leave mine alone.
I don't think we're trying to take it over so much as we're just trying to make that comparison.
Don't do it. Wait. Why do it? Why make the comparison? Because then you're trying to take it over when you make the comparison. Don't compare yourself to something that people can't hide. You can hide your sexuality.
I mean, I suppose so, but...
What do you mean you suppose so? You actually can hide your sexuality.
No, I mean, it's a valid point. I will give you that. I even addressed that in the comment I made. But, however, one thing I just feel like it's just our desperate effort in order to get people to understand when we made this comparison. Because when we started making this comparison, this was during a time where being gay could get you fired. It could get you kicked out of your own home if you're renting.
Yeah, but you had to tell somebody that. Nobody knows what you are. When you're black, they knew. Let me tell you something. Hold on, wait, listen. Hold on, listen. Wait. Hold on, please listen. Have you ever heard of somebody getting fired because they found out they were black? So go on, say what you was about to say. Have you ever heard anyone getting fired because they found out they were black?
Okay, this is going to sound retarded. I know it might sound retarded, but maybe if it happened they were mixed or something in the 1960s, but I see your point.
That's my point.
I mean,
You said if they find out, what I'm saying is you said if they find out you're gay, you could lose these things. You don't find out somebody black. They're just black. And you see it before you hired them. Point. So let me tell you this. Before you gave them the apartment, you knew you gave a black person an apartment. Before you gave them a job, you knew you gave a black person a job. The gay person, remember, I went on Dave Rubin's show. I didn't know Dave Rubin was gay. I never knew Doogie Howser was gay until he came out and said it. Nobody knew Rock Hudson was gay.
That is fair. It's hard for me to, I feel like a lot of people just overlook it. It's a valid point. Yes.
Why am I asking for too much to say stop comparing what you go through somebody, what somebody else goes through? Seriously. Why is that so difficult? If you're not trying to hijack the black struggle, then stop comparing yourself to blacks. And what's sad is you black people who are gay still don't see the difference in being black and gay. That's what sucks.
Oh, no.
Because you're both of them and you don't see it. You're making it cool for white people to say it. Y'all should be the main ones to say we shouldn't be doing this. But y'all the one make white people cool for saying it. They use y'all, no offense, they use y'all dumbasses because y'all sit up there and tell them, yep, it's just like being black. Dad, no, it isn't.
Okay, I disagree with those gay people that do that, and I vocally do so. It's one thing when you're just comparing two key points that the things have in common and then trying to maybe hook it together. But I'm not one of those gay people that say it's exactly the same because it's not. That's not a fair comparison. The only thing I'm trying to point out is that just like how blacks were discriminated against for being different than white people, gays are being discriminated against.
You know what you won't do?
From straight people.
You know what you won't do? None of y'all will do this. Compare your plight to the Jewish plight, which is more accurate. You know why you won't do it? Because they shut your ass down. How about that? So I want to see you and the rest of them. Don't compare yourself to blacks who can't mix in. Compare yourself to Jews who can.
Okay,
do it.
Then that's fair.
Do it. I want y'all to start doing it. See if they don't shut y'all shit down. Go ahead, try it.
I mean, I don't know. I just think, because I've heard people make comparisons, like if there were a discriminated group, not exactly being gay, but I've heard them compare it to how gays were treated. But they always usually preface that by saying it wasn't as severe. But the point is that it's still wrong to discriminate against a person or to try and harass them just because they happen to be different. That's the only point I'm trying to make here, and that's the only thing I was.
You're trying to make that point to someone. Wait a minute, but you're trying to make that point. But you know what you weren't trying to do? Say that I made the point of saying, regardless of how I said it, it's not the damn same. So stop doing it. You keep saying you're trying to use somebody else to make the point. Why do you need to? If you think it's wrong to be discriminated against, why not say it's wrong to be discriminated against? When blacks started the civil rights movement, who the fuck did they attach their movement to? I'll wait.
No one. You're right about that.
If you got a real movement, why do you got to attach it to someone else? Just like if you a real gay man, why do you got to act like a woman? Or what is the perceived to be a woman? Stop trying to attach everything to something else that's, let me say it, normal. A normal argument is you are discriminating against this person because their face is darker than yours. That doesn't make sense. This other thing, being gay, the people have a problem with the act. There's not an act of being black. You're just black. Gay is an act. Because if you didn't do it, I wouldn't know.
I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come off as being, offensive or anything. I just wanted that to be clarified because I was a bit confused about that. So I just wanted to ask you about it.
Well, again, people have a problem with the act in which you do. Me discriminating against a gay person is the equivalent of me discriminating against a person who gets on welfare because they have a bunch of kids, or a person who has kids. These are all acts. Everything that you hear me talk about is an act. Gays might not like it, but there's some people who don't like the act of what you're doing. If you didn't do the act, nobody would care.
Not true. Actually, I've actually had friends that are still being discriminated against just because they happen to have that attraction. I have a Christian friend. He's gay. He hasn't done anything with any dude or any woman.
Well, how does he know he's gay? How does he know he's gay?
Come up in a conversation.
So he went out of his way to let people know that I'm thinking about the act. Well, let me tell you something. If you went out of your way, wait a minute. If you went out of your way to tell people you're thinking about the act of robbing, people might think you're a thief.
I mean, it's just...
If I talked about the act of doing any kind of act and had a premeditated thought of the act, then people who thought the act was wrong would think it was wrong for me saying it. You having a premeditated thought of the act. I didn't kill anybody. People got mad when I was talking about Ray Caruth. I didn't kill anybody, but they thought the act was wrong. Did they not? And they treated me as if I was Ray Caruth. But I didn't do it.
But, I mean, I don't know if it would be fair for me to say, but talking about wanting to murder someone, that's not really a part of, who you are, I suppose. Because being gay is actually kind of part of who you are, sort of like how being... I don't know. It's not a whole part of your identity, but it definitely affects your life a lot.
Like fat people. Fat people just like eating. That's just what they do. And even when they're not eating, they think about eating. It's part of who they are. It's what they do. Yet we make fun of it.
Yeah.
Somebody said, you're not your sexuality. Exactly. People like Tiger Woods who can't stop sleeping with people. It's a part of who he is it not? To the point of where he went and paid professionals to help him with that. Nobody feels sorry for him, though. Why is that?
Because
they don't like the act. But in some countries, that act is fine. Yeah. In some countries, there's no penalty for liking sex. There's no penalty for sleeping with women outside of your... So it's the act. Even if it's the thought of the act. I'm not telling you it's right or wrong. What I'm trying to is get back to the point of what you were making at the beginning, which is we have a situation to where you have one group who's being judged by their thought of the act or doing the act versus another group who was just born, walked out, never even knew what being black was when they were called black. I've never seen anybody call a brand new born baby a homosexual on his birth certificate. Until you can start being called a homosexual on your birth certificate, I'd like for you to stop comparing yourself to people who are literally labeled by what they look like on their birth certificate. It's written down. I've never, ever, 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 ever seen a birth certificate say homosexual, bisexual. Never seen it. I've never seen an enrollment in kindergarten where they said homosexual, bisexual.
You make a good point there. So I'm going to have to concede that.
That's all I'm saying. Now, am I telling you it's right that they're being discriminated against? No. I've been saying it. They should be able to do what they want to do. But y'all call it discrimination. You don't like that you have a problem with me being gay, so I'm being discriminated against. No, you don't. I just don't have to like what you're doing. If I grew up in a Christian society and Christian says I don't like that, I don't think that's right, I have the right to say that. Just like if I'm dating a white woman and my neighbors don't think that it's cool, they have the right to think that too. As long as they don't fuck with me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I agree. My only issue is, I don't care if someone, for a lot of sensible gay people, we don't care if you don't like that we're gay. We just don't want to be harassed and beaten up for it, or being kicked out, or being fired.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That. We don't care
but
if
wait,
you make fun of us even.
Well, wait. And where does that happen? Give me the last time a gay person got their ass whooped for just being gay. Give me the last time.
It happens in Russia a lot. Let me try and link you an article. But
we ain't in Russia.
There's one.
We ain't in Russia. Freezing weather happens a lot in Russia too.
Oh, sorry. Well, there was one. I mean, the most recent I can remember is sometime in 2008 where a kid was literally burned after being sodomized because they found out he was gay.
Again, that's Russia. There's a lot of things that happen in Russia.
No, this is in America. This is America that happened.
Okay. And let me ask you this question. Have there been more incidents of people being beaten, fired, and because of their skin color or because of their sexuality?
Skin color.
Mm-hmm. And remember, blacks have been fighting for their rights before gays were fighting for theirs. And yet blacks are still struggling. So why would gays try to attach their argument to a group of people who still haven't gotten their rights? Sounds kind of fucked up, don't it? Like they're doing the shake and bake.
It is. And now,
like it looked like we're doing the shake and bake. Like y'all sit up there and we gonna whip you into the front. That's what it sounds like. So blacks can always, we finish second. We get to always finish second. We get to, the white people, we shake and bake with the white women, and they get to jump in front of us. We shake and bake with the Hispanics, and they get to jump in front of us. We shake and bake with the gays, and they get to jump in front of us.
I understand. I understand that now, and I want to thank you for clarifying that. Sorry if I wasted your time or anything like that.
Oh no, you didn't waste my time. A discussion is a discussion, dear. I'm passionate about what I say, but it's never a waste of time. If I would have taken this long if it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I know that's just how you speak, but I don't know. I felt like you were just about to curse me out or something. I was like, oh no.
I am when
Ben and Jerry's and listen to a Total Eclipse of the Heart, man. Or
listen, I will talk to my
sad music compilation.
I will talk to my own kid this way. My own kid, if she says something and I'm like, you're not understanding what I'm saying, when I know what I'm saying is right, then I'm going to start being more I want you to understand what you're saying. If I was coaching my kid, if you're doing something and it makes me look bad and it's making the team look bad, I'm going to coach you that way. We need to have people who talk to us like what we're doing is a way. You have a gay person in the comment section who said, I'm gay and I'm still going to use these talking points to troll my gay friends. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's right that a group of people who can hide who they are, and many of them do until they get to the place where they're comfortable. You know how many gay people have hid the fact that they were gay, got to the point where they were comfortable in their business, and then all of a sudden, Don Lemon, they're gay. All of a sudden, Anderson Cooper, they're gay. All of a sudden, and I can keep going down the line. So these people hid their homosexuality until they got where they wanted to be. And then they talked about it. Well, I don't know that person that hid their blackness until they got where they wanted to be and said, hey, guess what? I'm black. So until you can show me some black people who can do that, then stop sitting up there and having your comparison be to mine, because all it is for your advantage. You use black folks to get to where you want to go. That ain't cool.
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you for the phone call, and thank you for understanding my passion at least a little bit, because I am very passionate about things like this. And I'm going to still try to play it because somebody told me it was at 10:50, and somebody else said it was at 11:15. So I'm just going to go to 10.
One person said it was at 10:20.
10:20.
So
I'll just play it from 10:20 to 11:15. Then how about that? And let's see what comes up.
All right. That sounds fair.
Because white gays have tried their best to co-opt the black struggle. And the next thing you know, white gays were claiming that they went through the same as blacks. That being gay is somehow the same as being black. All black people should find that amazingly offensive. Before I continue to let the rest of it play, just listening to that right there shocks me that she called. How many of you caught it? I said white gays. And a black gay called to defend me saying something about white gays. I said all blacks. I didn't say gay or straight. I said all blacks should be offended by the comparison. She called in to defend white gays. Matter of fact, black people should find anybody else who's trying to co-opt their struggle offensive. Black people should find. Then I didn't just stop at gays. I said anyone trying to co-opt the black struggle. Anyone. Find Jews who try to co-opt their struggle offensive. Jews were able to change their name and literally fit in with whites. I'm pretty consistent. Gays. All you got to do is not walk around Johnny Storming all day and flame on. That's all you have to do. I'm pretty consistent. Y'all, I don't even know what I said, but I'm repeating myself because I believe in what I'm saying, so I don't have to write it down. Not be known that you're gay. All you have to do is not go around hitting on dudes. We wouldn't know you were gay. All you got to do is stop going around taking dick. We wouldn't know you were gay. But no matter what it is that I do, no matter where it is that I live, no matter how good of a job that I have, no matter who I marry, no matter how well read, no matter how well behaved my children are, no matter how well manicured my yard is, no matter how big my pool is, no matter how great my diction is. That's 12 minutes. So every one of y'all who keeps saying I said it, and I keep going back, I still didn't say it. Where is it at? So they said 10:20. I went back to 10:17, and I played it all the way up to 12:02. Where am I missing it? Can one of y'all tell me where I missed it? What happened? I'm playing exactly. I don't know why it's not saying it. But I get that you guys say I said it. I just wanted to know the context. I just would like to play back the context in which I said it. It would help me a lot. But I'm playing what you guys are telling me to play, and I'm still not hearing it. You'll see my skin color. You will notice my skin color before you know anything else about me. Being gay ain't harder than being black. I don't think there's much that, well, okay. I don't think there's much more difficult than being black. Nobody likes your hair. Nobody likes your color. Nobody likes the way you speak. Anywhere you go, you stand out. You don't have this big group of money where you can at least say we got money. We don't have anything. Gays, y'all done came up quicker than blacks. We think of gays as rich now, even though we think of gays on the same line as Jews. That's why I kept saying, why don't they compare themselves to Jews? Gays are a small percent of society. Gays have infiltrated news media. Gays have infiltrated all of media. Gays have infiltrated movies, books. You want to talk about a real 100% right comparison? Gays and Jews. Somebody tell me if I'm lying. Gays and Jews. The president got to talk about gays. The president got to talk about Israel. The president don't talk about Blackie Town. Let's go to the next phone call. $317. Talk to me. Well, hold on a second. Hold on, 317. There was who in that comment section, said that they really had a beef with me. I'll bring you in because I don't know. I'm randomly answering the phone right now. 229. 229. Let's see. 229. 229, you're on the line. What's up?
Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You say you got beef?
Yeah.
Don't electrocute yourself. I'm hearing it over there. It sounds like you're about to electrocute yourself.
First off, like, say what?
It sounds like you're about to electrocute yourself. I hear it going, ying, ying, ying. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Hang on.
Just don't step on that third rail, pimp. Don't step on it.
This better?
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
This better? All right. First off, I agree with about 92% of the stuff you say. But
yeah, that's more than I agree with the shit I say myself.
A fatal flaw that I think people are figuring out, and it's something I wish that didn't happen, is when you're in one-on-ones with people, and I saw it happen with the last one-on-one you did, not with the one from today, but the one before. I think you had a female on. I can't remember what you're talking about, but it happens when you say stuff like, you ask a question, you have them backed into a corner where they have to answer it, and that answer is going to destroy their whole position. And then, like, you'll ask them, how am I worse than rappers or drug dealers? And then they'll giggle or they'll start laughing. And you can tell that kind of pisses you off. It takes you down a road, and they know it. So what are they going to do next? They're going to laugh again and giggle again. And after that, they get into your head and throw you off your game, even though you had them backed into the corner. I've seen you do it with, you said you're going to debate that guy for the third time, and he did it to you the second time you debated. I don't know if you want me to say his name or not.
Just go ahead and get to the point of what you're saying.
It's a defense mechanism that people have when you get them back into a corner, is they'll giggle or they'll laugh at you. And I think they're figuring that out, that's one of your weaknesses. And when you debate them, you have them in the corner, and then they'll laugh at you, or they'll giggle at your question, and they will not answer that question, even though that question is going to destroy them. And I just wish that's something that you could, just identify when it's happening.
Well, here's the problem, though. If I don't hang up on them, that girl kept calling back. She just kept doing the same thing. So you're saying just be quiet and then do what? Because they're not going to answer it.
Yeah.
Remember the young lady who's on the line? Me and her have been friends for a long time. You see how difficult it was for her to just say, you're right? She just kept on saying, nobody, you got to understand it. If you don't show somebody that you saw them cheating, they're not going to say they cheated. So, and then when you show them the proof, they're going to typically do what? Probably laugh or say you read it wrong or say, well, what you going to do now? But they're still not going to really give you what you are looking for, what most people are looking for, real serious remorse. They're not going to give it to you. Those people who called in and laughed, that I could sit there and never say a word. They're not going to answer it.
Well, like your one-on-ones, Brother Polite, you said you're going to debate him for the third time. And in that second one, and I watched the second debate you and him had, I watched it maybe 2 or 3 times. And in the end, when you had him back into the corner, that's all he did. He started laughing and giggling, and he thought it was pissing you off, so he kept doing it. This is True Talk, a teacher from the comment section, by the way. Mm-hmm. And I'm in education, so I see this a lot in the students. You'll ask them a direct question, and if they don't want to answer it, they'll do all kinds of defense mechanisms. They'll look away, they'll giggle or laugh or whatever, trying to laugh it off. But all I do is I wait for them to finish, and I ask them that question directly again.
And what do they do?
And they'll try to giggle it off again. But if you keep coming back to it and you don't move on from that, and you say, hey, answer that question, how am I worse than a rapper or a drug dealer? They'll see you're not going to back off that question. And a lot of times they try to throw out a different question and take you in a different direction.
You mean like how the dude? You mean like how the dude? I sat on the phone for 3 hours talking to that E. Dean Cole.
Right. Yeah. That's another one.
And I kept trying to pin him on the same thing. He refused to answer it. And every time I would say, "But that's not what I asked you," he'd do that dumbass giggle. I waited. Then I would try again. He never answered it. And it took 3 hours out of my life. I'll never get back.
True.
My testosterone count went down.
I had like a 4-hour drive, and I watched that whole thing, and he just kept doing it over and over and over again.
Right. No matter what I said. And it was so bad that he then went and made a video acting like I did him wrong. Talking shit about me.
I saw that too.
Then his crowd was, yeah, you got Tommy. I was like, what the fuck? You can't win with illogical people, and society has made it to where you can't win with them because they all got a group of people who going to tell them they right. Notice, I'll go to their platforms. They won't come to mine.
True. And like I say, you have them on the ropes. You have them running, and their whole platform is just falling to pieces. And then they start laughing and giggling.
Like right now, you got people typing stuff in the comment section. I tell them to call in. They won't do it. This person's telling me about voting Republican, Joycelyn. I said call in. You think she'll call in, or you think she'll spend all that time typing? You put your number in there, I brought you in immediately.
True. And here's another thing, just a side note. I think that just to get the donations up, man, I watch you all the time. You get me through road trips and yard work and all kind of stuff. I think that if your viewer laughs at something you say, they should donate $1. If you get them to laugh out loud, donate $5. I mean, you're better than pay-per-view TV sometimes. And some of the stuff you have me rolling, but I throw donations at you. I just want to see you keep doing good, and I do hope you debate that guy for the third time because, like I said, you had him on the ropes. His whole argument was just destroyed.
And let me say this to you.
You're one of the best debaters, and I take stuff from you and I put it into education and use it to try to break the mold of some of these kids that they're in. And I appreciate what you do.
Nice, and thank you. And let me tell you one last reason of why I do what I do, or the way I do it that way. Because I believe in kicking the jackass out of the class. If we leave the jackass in the class, the jackass enjoys the disruption they're doing. So even when you tell the class person, I'm going to keep on doing it, he got a couple laughs out of the people in the crowd. Sure. If you kick his ass out, even the people who laughed at him now know that there's a penalty for being a dumbass. It used to be a penalty for being a dumbass. When you took away penalty, now there's a perk for being a dumbass.
True. And a lot of the guys that you have in the ropes on these debates, they got people following them.
There you go.
Just to see some kind of entertainment value. The words that they're saying do not make sense. They know it doesn't make sense, but they have a blind following, a block of sheep for whatever reason. I have no idea. Maybe it's not cool to think outside the box or quote unquote get off the plantation, but I can't figure it out. When you figure it out, just make a video about that and let me know so I can break some more people off the plantation.
All right. Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for the phone call, brother. And I'm glad I can answer that. Let me see. There's something I need to do. I need to hang up the line and call right back in. So the people on the line, hold on. Let me talk about this right now, and then I'll be right back.
What's good, y'all? It's none other than the streets ordained minister, Minister Jap. Check out my website, ministerjap.com, and follow me on my YouTube channel, The Pool Pit Podcast, where we go hard on hoes daily. We get at these simps, we talk about money making, dating advice, and current events. Make sure you call in and speak your mind. Also, you can follow me on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. You know how we do. So don't forget to subscribe to the Pool Pit Podcast on YouTube now.
Blog Talk Radio. You are now in the host queue.
All right, I got an individual who told me that they would like for me to open up the tickets for Atlanta. Want to get VIP tickets. How many? I keep opening up the VIP tickets to Atlanta and they keep getting sold. There'd be too many VIP tickets. Hold on a second. Damn, they are sold out again. That's fucking crazy. I keep opening up. Well, I'm not mad. Don't get that twisted. But I keep opening them up and they keep selling out. You know what? I'm gonna open up 5 more tickets. That's it. After that, it'll be too many. Everybody can't go VIP. I'm gonna open up 5 more VIP tickets. That's it. The VIP room would be too full. And I'll have to sit there because I guess the reason people like the VIP is because for an hour, we all just spend time sitting, we talking stuff before the show starts. I'm going to put 5 more VIP tickets in there. Let me see. She might have did something to where I can't edit it. I can't edit it now. What the hell? It says edit. I clicked edit. What the hell? Okay, I gotta ask about this because let's see. Have you made it to where I can't? Let me get back to the phone lines. I'm trying to, brother. I'm thinking things have been. I might start getting a little upset when you make it to where I have to use you to do something now, and I have to call you to do something now. I'm not feeling that. I should be able to move things really quick without having this issue. But hold on, I'll try to add some on there. Let me go to another phone call here. Hold on. Let me get to another phone call here. And guys, it would be nice if you click that donate button. The brother was right. I'm doing my best. Click the donate button, please. Show me some love. Let me bring in another phone call. But click the donate. It'd be nice. I know you're not going to do it because you haven't, but it'd be nice. 816, I was told by Nikki Love in the comment section to bring you in. So 816, what's up? Wait a minute. Is that the right 816? Because they didn't press 1.
Hello.
Hey. What's up?
Hey. I was calling because I listened to your show. It was one of your more political shows where you were talking about the reason why Black people don't vote for Republicans is that we feel that they're racist. And I had a strong disagreement with that because I feel that most politicians are racist on both sides. I think they discriminate because that's what they're trained to do. They're trained to, see people as groups and develop an idea of what that group wants. And I feel like both sides ignore the Black needs, but I vote mostly Democrat right now is because Democrats serve my platform, things that I believe in, and it's nothing to do with them thinking that they're or me thinking that they're racist.
Okay. I want you to say it again. You said that I believe that Republicans are racist?
Yeah, you stated that you feel that most Black people don't vote Republican because we feel that Republicans are racist. And
well, because that's what I hear them say.
I just had a strong disagreement with that.
Well, but I hear them say that, though.
I don't know. I mean, I think and
I said what you're saying right now.
Most politicians are racist.
But what you're saying right now, I literally said it. I said if you're going to believe one group of white people are racist, then they're all racist.
Exactly. So if
most black people, if black people as a whole can say that, yes, politicians are racist, but we're going to vote for the person that actually most agrees with our ideals. Like, I mean, honestly, I could have voted for a long time ago. I could have voted for Mitt Romney because I felt like until he said that 48%er comment, his train of thought was largely
but let me ask you, hold on. Let me ask you, what was the issue with the 48% comment when it's a fact?
Because, I mean, it's insulting to say. Like, I feel like, although you're saying this, I feel as a conservative would have largely Christian values. And what we don't want to do is, I don't want to say, like, hey, you know, we shouldn't help these people.
That ain't what he said. That is not what he said. That is not what he said. That ain't what he said.
Oh, sir.
That ain't what he said. He did the same. You said, as a Christian, he spoke like Christ did. Christ pointed out where your problem was, who was doing what. He went after the Pharisees and the Sadducees, did he not? And he pointed out why.
Okay, how so?
Well, he did. He pointed out why. He pointed out what they were doing. And then he went in there and he turned over the money changers' tables because of what they were doing in his father's house. Why do y'all keep acting like Christ was just going around telling everybody they're great? I don't know what Bible y'all read.
No, he was definitely calling people out. He was calling people out and saying, hey,
all Mitt Romney said was you have 48% of
right.
society that's living off the rest. How was that problematic? How was that not Christian?
I still believe in eloquence in politics, I guess. I mean, I like for things to be said a certain way. And so
give me the best way you could have said that. Okay, help me out. Help me out. Wait. Give me a better way of saying that. And don't you understand that Jesus spoke? Hold on a second. And while I'm saying this, don't you understand that Jesus spoke against people who give sweet words?
That Jesus spoke directly.
No, he spoke against people who give sweet words, who put the sweet nectar into your ear. So give me the eloquent way he could say it.
The eloquent way to say most people don't pay taxes, or a large group of Americans don't pay taxes. I think he could have said, I mean, look, was the 48% comment even a comment that he meant to be said?
Okay, see what you're doing? You've had years to try to find this better way of saying it, and you still couldn't.
That's true.
But you tell him he wrong. He wrong, but you can't find a better way to do it. Instead of accepting that, and then I'm going to kill your argument real quick. Somebody in the comment section said it before I could say it, but I'm going to give him the credit. Jesus referred to the woman as a dog.
That is true.
And you said you believe in eloquence. Number two. Wait a minute. Number two. Wait a minute. Number two. And this is the killer. Mitt Romney did not say this in front of the people who he was trying to get to vote. Somebody recorded him in behind closed doors meeting. Now, let me ask you something. If you were a teacher and you were talking about the people in your class and you were talking to the other teachers about some of the stuff you may do or that y'all may need to do, and you were like, yeah, because that Mike is a dumbass. All he does is he doesn't learn. But one of the teachers records you calling Mike a dumbass. Now, you're a really good teacher to Mike. You keep trying. All you do is be very encouraging to him. But behind closed doors, you were like, God, he's frustrating. Somebody records you and put it out there. They didn't care how well you've been treating Mike. They didn't care how you've been there every day after school. All they did was record you saying amongst the other teachers that might get on your motherfucking nerves. You think that's fair?
That's not fair, because that teacher would, in this day and age, lose their job for saying that.
That's exactly what happened to Mitt Romney. He got recorded in a private meeting, and they put it out public. He wasn't saying that while he was on the campaign trail talking to a large audience of people. It was just saying that it was on CNN. That's not what happened. There was somebody pulled out their damn phone and started recording him.
But I just wanted to say, like, I'm waiting for a Republican that has what Mitt Romney had as far as being able to bring all the issues to the forefront. Because there was a lot of things I believe. Like, I like the...
He's dead now.
What? Oh, you hear my husband in the background? No,
he said he's dead now. Who you talking about?
So he was a warmonger. I couldn't get behind that either.
Who you talking about? Reagan?
No, my husband was saying that the Republican he would have voted for was McCain, and McCain is dead now. So that's...
Oh, well, here's the thing. I can't believe y'all still willing to vote for those Democrats.
I vote for whoever does right by my family, who I think is going to do best with my family.
Can you hear him?
Yes, I was about to address him. That's why you, and remember on my shows, that's exactly what I tell them. And I bet your husband understands what I'm saying as far as us as men. We don't look for people to say sweet words to us. Just tell me the truth.
Yes, sir.
As a man, we grow up and people tell us when we ain't good enough to play on the football team, they cut us. They don't say it nicely. They just go ahead and cut us. And matter of fact, they put it in front of the whole school. So you walk up to this paper and see you didn't make the cut.
That's true. That's true.
Society was better when we stopped sugarcoating.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was going to say also before the entire election ensued, I actually reviewed both Hillary Clinton's and Donald Trump's platforms, like their websites with their platforms on it. And I was dismayed because, well, a lot of the things that Donald Trump listed on his website was the same as what Hillary Clinton listed, except Donald Trump also had, of course, more aggressive laws addressing or immigration, so he wanted to build the wall. But other than that, a lot of things were similar as far as, like, he even mentioned offering 6 weeks of paid maternity leave once he became president. And I'm kind of dismayed because that hasn't even been spoken about.
Listen, nobody wants to speak up. Just like the fact that he's trying to do, they always want to talk about immigration, but they never want to talk about prison reform, which is what he's for. Every time Trump tries to do something that the left is for, they move to something else. You ought to think that that's kind of messed up. Every time Trump does something that they say he wasn't going to do, they don't give him credit for it. At some point in time, you should give an individual. That's what bothers me. If you're never willing to say that someone does something right, but you wake up every day to say they did something wrong, there's a problem.
Did the same thing to Obama in his first 2 years.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he
Yep, and
he
I called
should
that
get credit
out.
for NASA and get rid of that. I mean, he should get credit for that. I'll give Donald Trump credit for that, but there are a lot of things right now that I can't get on board with, of course.
The Black Caucus refused to stand up when he talked about how low the black unemployment was. No black person would stand up because they didn't want to be seen as a coon by just clapping for this dude. If he did something right, let's clap for him. Do you know how much better politics would be if people called things down the middle? If we didn't just side and everything was partisan. If we said, like your husband, the best man or woman for the job. If you're saying something that fits my family, I don't give a crap you got an R or a D by your name. If you voted every time you voted and you've only voted Democrat, you're an a-hole. If you've only voted Republican, you're an a-hole. If you've only voted for women, you're an a-hole. If you've only voted for whites, you're an a-hole. Well, that might be all you've had. But if you only voted for blacks, you're an a-hole. The point is, if you literally can look at something and your mindset says, I'm only going to vote for people from Georgia. I'm only going to vote for people who are over 50. Anytime you start saying things like that, you got a problem. Because what you should do is require everyone to convince you that they have earned your vote.
I agree. I mean, I agree. And that's what my main point was, that I just feel like when blacks don't vote Republican is not because we think Republicans are racist. It's because they're not mentioning anything in our interest. Like, I could really get behind the NRA if they spoke more outwardly.
Why would the
when
NRA
black
have
people
to
get
say
shot,
that? Wait a minute.
following
Why
the
would the
rules.
NRA have to talk about people? That's what I mean. Listen to what you just said. I'd be more behind the NRA if they talked about people getting shot. Why would they want to talk about something that could get their rights and their ability to sell guns taken away? Why would they do that? Number one. But number two, if the NRA is for you being able to arm yourself, and you know that throughout the history of the United States, one of the things that's hurt blacks the most in this whole race war was they were unarmed, why would you care that they're not talking about a guy who got shot by a police officer when they're allowing you to make sure you're armed, so even if you did get with some police officers, you could at least have a shootout, you have at least a chance? Do you hear what you're saying?
Because if the guy gets shot by the police officer while following the rules, and that's what they're saying is like people should be able to legally own guns. And if you say, "Hey, officer, I have this permit, but that I have a gun in the car, and I just want you to be aware of it," and the officer's so afraid that he started shooting people, the NRA should speak out, because that could happen to anybody, not just a black man.
Should the NRA speak out, or should your mayor, you, your governor, and people who make these bills do it?
I agree. Everybody should speak out, because that could happen to anybody. My husband could be in a car and be showing his gun permit and have that same issue.
Ricky Bobby.
No, that's magical thinking. You can't put stuff into existence. What I'm saying is,
I with him on that. Put your own name in there.
Don't you put that even on me.
Right. But listen, you got to understand, y'all are nitpicking the reason why you won't pick a Republican. You listen to what you just said. You're nitpicking, and you're not going to admit it. You're nitpicking. The truth of the matter is you have just as much reason to vote for a Republican as a Democrat. You're saying they should say something nice about black folks, but the Democrats should be held to a higher standard because they keep saying something nice about you and they don't do a thing. Which guy would you look at as the worst guy? The one guy who never compliments you and it looks like all he wants to do is have sex, or the other guy who swears up and down he doesn't want to just have sex, but all y'all do is have sex? Which guy should you be more offended with?
they both seem pretty awful.
I just asked you. See, that's what I mean. You won't even be honest. You would be more offended to the guy that lies, and the fact that you wouldn't say that hurts. You wouldn't even tell me right now. I'd be more offended at the guy who lied about his intentions.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want a guy who lies to me.
Nobody should be offended at the person who tells them the truth. If a person tells you the truth of what they're looking for, you now have the option to walk away and say, that's not what I'm looking for, but thank you for being honest. Until we start thanking people for being honest, society's going to continue to suck. You're literally asking people to lie to you. That's why the Democrats don't have to do anything for blacks except give them words. That's what hurts. You've proven why you vote Democrat, and you've proven why Democrats do nothing for blacks, because all they got to do is tell you something nice.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
You speak a lot about thinking.
Why is there echo?
You speak a lot about thinking and feels. When I told you about all the blacks, when you look on television. When you look on television and you see all these black people calling Donald Trump a racist, yet you just said, I don't feel that that's what they think. You're just going to ignore all these people calling this man a racist over and over again. You ignore all that because you don't feel that.
No, people are calling him a racist, and so I'm not going to ignore that at all. What I'm saying is that when I voted against Trump, it wasn't because I thought he was a racist. In fact, I never knew much about Trump before to even think whether or not he was racist.
So why did you vote against him?
Like you said.
Why did you vote against him? Why did you vote Hillary instead of him?
I voted Hillary because her platform looked better to me. She actually
How so?
She was actually stating that she wanted to make college free, as far as state college goes, for all 4 years, where I think Donald Trump on his platform, he said 2 years of free college. Additionally, she was just offering more. I mean, really, when I went to their website, it was so similar, except the only exception was Donald Trump said he wanted to build the wall. But their websites were so similar, and Hillary Clinton was just offering more at the time.
Offering more, huh?
I'll be paying for that.
Thank you.
And also, I didn't want to pay.
Thank you. Hear what your husband said? Did you hear what your husband said? How are you paying for that?
He said free college, I'd be paying for that.
Yes, you literally are the girl who goes with the guy who just starts spouting all the stuff he gonna do. Girl, I like going on nice walks on the beach, and I'll take you to Italy and blah, blah, blah. And you didn't even check to see what kind of job he had. It just sounded good. It wasn't even logical. If he was telling you he could take you traveling all year, what does he do for work? How is he going to afford this? You just said, it sound good, I'm on board. The other guy said, well, I could take you on vacations for maybe a couple of weeks in the summer and a couple of weeks in the winter, but I got to work. Man, that don't sound good. He ain't giving me enough.
Well, I mean, hold up. There are certain states that are already paying for free college for their residents.
What's their tax rate?
Thank you.
Like, Tennessee offers free associate's degrees, and they don't even have a income tax.
Dear, you're not asking where the money's coming from, is what your husband's saying. It's a simple question. Where's the money coming from? And if you have no answer, that means you didn't even study it. It just sounded good.
But, okay, so Donald Trump wants to build the wall, but where does that money come from? Because at first he told us it was coming from Mexico, but now he's asking Congress to actually shut down the government if he doesn't get the money for the wall from us.
Hold on. Wait. You said one of them, which you went for, gave you no answer. The other one that you didn't go for at least gave you an answer. So your defense to what you picked was to talk about what you didn't pick. Let me say this to you again, what you just did. Your defense to what you picked was to talk about what you didn't pick.
I hear what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
You got to understand. And then if that was as simple as the thing that made you pick that, here's the one thing that the president could put under the wall, under all the defense spending.
No, we need that money.
No, what I'm saying, like he could say to people, check this out. We're going to put this under the defense because it is defending America. We are going to put it under there since Mexico won't pay for it. I thought we could get Mexico to pay for it, but we can't. Apparently, they ain't going to do it. But it's something we need, so we're going to do it. And we're going to get it done by allocating some of the money from the defense bill here. We're going to put it under defense.
No, we need that money.
Well, another fear I have with the whole wall thing is if you start building something, there's the estimate. So the upfront estimate is like $25 billion. And then, of course, it's going to turn into more, just like when you build a house.
And just like when you decide you're going to pay for everybody's college. Oops.
Well, the college is mostly,
just like when you decided you're going to pay for health care. You remember what Obama said it would cost? Cost just kept going up, didn't it?
It did. It kept going up.
Name a thing that the government has said they were going to do where they came in under budget.
Shit, not a damn thing.
See? So it seems like you're holding one side to a standard that you're not holding the other side to. I'm at least fair. And I ask everyone else to be fair. Don't throw up that one's going to, well, it may not. Listen to what you're saying. It may not. It probably won't. But then the other side, you didn't even ask, well, wait a minute. Like your first thing your husband said, how are we going to pay for that? You can't just start giving people free stuff. By that logic, you'd be a horrible parent just giving your kids free stuff. Everything you give your kids, somebody had to pay for it. And I don't know if y'all have kids, but
okay,
haven't
so
you
what
started
if-
to explain to them, wait a minute, somebody got to pay for this stuff. I can't just be giving you this.
Yeah, we have a ton of kids, and we say that all the time.
See?
So I get that logic. But another thing I have is when you're saying the money has to come from somewhere, so we just gave all these tax cuts to corporations. But where does that money comes from the budget?
A tax cut doesn't come from a budget.
So,
it may take from you getting something, but it doesn't come from something. You don't have to pay a tax cut. You give a tax cut. You
well,
don't have
yeah,
to pay for that.
but that's less revenue that we're receiving.
That's
over
two different
time.
things, though. That's two different things. That's two different things. It doesn't cost
So
you
what if we
anything to
just
let your
gave-
kids stay up past not. If you're saying, well, your kids say, well, I don't want to take out the trash this week. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. There's not a cost.
So what would be the? So you're saying that's the difference that? Because my thought is, when they gave those tax cuts, they said, "Oh, well, this money is going to trickle down to the
Yes, because
the
those
middle
people would
class and
have
the poor."
yes, because those people would have more money to spend, which typically when you run a business, people who make money like making more money. That's what people don't understand. People who make money don't just sit on that damn money. Does Bill Gates just sit on his money, or does he keep on working? Think about all the rich people you know who own corporations. Puffy, he could just sit on his money, but does he? Nope. Almost everybody you know that's rich
No,
keep
he
on
just
working.
reinvest it. Yeah.
Right. So what happens is if you give that guy a tax cut and you give him more money, chances are he's going to put that money back in his business and try to make his business bigger. If you build a wall, do you know what's going to happen? You're going to have to hire contractors. Who are those contractors? Americans.
But by saying that, couldn't you just say it the other way around too? I mean, if you gave the money directly to the poor and middle class, wouldn't they have more money to spend on the economy?
No, wait a minute. You said if you gave it. Where would you get it from?
The businesses.
You feel like
It's like you don't want to answer
if
that
the
question.
businesses are- okay.
If you gave poor people money, you'd have to take it from somewhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Who would you take it from?
You would, but if you're already
Giving them money does not, there's a difference between giving them money and giving that company a tax cut. You didn't give them money. Nothing was given to them. You didn't create more money. You didn't have to inflate the money. When you give poor people
just
money,
reduced the
you
money you were
inflated the money's worth.
expecting to receive.
Listen, when you give when you give any poor people money, you have just devalued your money. You just gave it. There was no work. There was no commerce in the creation of this money. Do you not understand that that's how money works? The more work, the more commerce
what
that's
you're
being
saying.
done, the more it's worth. When you start giving it, the less it's worth. When it's made, it's worth.
And then inflation. Okay.
Yes. So if I just keep giving poor people, it's like that's why that's one thing I probably would never do. I would never vote for a woman. Because y'all just think stuff falls out of the sky. Because if you got a father, well, your father worked his butt off to give you something. Then you got a boyfriend and he worked his butt off to give you something. Then you got a job based upon somebody probably thought you was cute. Y'all keep giving stuff. Then when you go on dates, he takes you out to eat. He buys your stuff. Christmas, he got to make sure you get a gift. You don't have to make sure he gets anything. I would never let a person that grow up like that run a country. She doesn't understand how it works. Your husband's first thought was, where's this money coming from? His first thoughts.
I mean, I just don't want you to say like, oh, well, I wouldn't vote for all women because of this is the way I'm thinking. So
I wouldn't because too many women have that train of thought. I hear what you're saying. It's just too many of them believe that money falls out of the sky. You just make more of it.
Well, I mean, I understand your argument, and what you said actually does make sense as far as the tax cuts, because you would actually have to have that money up front to give it to the poor. And
right.
then, like
Tax
you said,
cuts, you're not taking any money from anywhere. You're allowing the person who's creating money to keep more of their money or reinvest it. That's all you're doing. You're not taking it from anywhere. So whenever poor people argue tax cuts, it lets you know who's lazy and who isn't. You're arguing a tax cut for someone who actually makes money when there's a bunch of people who don't pay taxes at all. You think about that? You're arguing a tax cut from a group of people who work when a group of people who are arguing it usually don't pay taxes at all. Every year they're getting all their check back.
And see, I don't have any sympathy for the person who puts themselves willingly in that situation, but I do think there needs to be more protections for people who fall on hard times due to illnesses and disabilities, because that's something they can't help. So
the
when
government
you're on a
doesn't
fixed
have a problem
income
with that.
like that.
The government doesn't have a problem with people who put in to get out. As a matter of fact, you can get a lot of nice insurances that cover you because when you're working, you pay for it. And then when you get sick, guess what happens? The insurance kicks in. Aflac. I'm sorry, I don't hear you. You got really quiet.
Those are the people that I agree, because those are the people that I care about. I mean, as far as like, if you just keep having children and you have no way to sustain that lifestyle, that's a choice. So that's the Republican side of me. I don't have any sympathy for a person who chooses to be in a bad situation.
It's easy to get you some insurance and if you fall on hard times. Like there's this girl who does porn. She tried to kill herself, and she went to GoFundMe and asked them to GoFund her trying to kill herself to get some treatment for her mental condition. But was she trying to do that when she was screwing and making all the money when she could have just simply bought insurance that would have covered that?
That sounds crazy as hell.
It does.
Okay.
But again, it's a woman. Guess what you've never seen? A porn dude who killed himself or tried to kill himself looking for sympathy. Chick with 5 kids look for sympathy to help her pay for it. Guy who goes to jail doesn't get to put for not being able to pay for his 5 kids. He doesn't get to put up a GoFundMe and get money for it. Same situation. One would actually go straight to the kids. Because if you gave a guy GoFundMe and let him pay off his child support, it would go straight to the woman, wouldn't it? Sure would. He wouldn't get a dime. Yet we call him lazy. That woman,
I guess I will. I mean, you actually are pretty convincing, and so next time I vote, I'll probably try to make it more fair on both sides and hold both parties to the same standard. But it definitely won't be because of underlying fear that any one of them are racist, because I just feel like everybody has their own prejudice.
I believe in that you should assume all of them are racist and move from there. Assume all of them are racist and move from there.
Okay.
Just like women, you should assume all men are just trying to get some. Oh, you're welcome, and thank you so much for the call. I'm glad you called in. And tell your husband, keep being the man of the house. I like that.
Oh, don't worry. It's not like I'm over anybody else. It's a partnership. Two different ideals.
No, but I'm saying, but you're not. When I say man of the house, because I'm one of those who believes in we work together, what I'm saying is you're not sitting up there acquiescing. If you hear something that's untrue or that you disagree, you don't have a problem saying it. Most of the men today, they're afraid. That's why the society is teaching us to be afraid of your wife. Happy life, happy wife, happy life. That's ridiculous. She doesn't have to do anything to make you happy. Men need to start being able to stand up and say, well, I don't agree, and we still can have a nice house. We don't have to agree.
Yeah, well, there are damn sure some things that we don't agree about, but, we try to do the best we can to balance each other out and do things to make each other happy. So even though sometimes she, I work her nerve and she damn sure works my nerve, we still try to, work it out the best we can.
Well, that's how you should be, and I want to thank you guys for the call. You were raised in 2 different households. I don't understand why people think we're supposed to agree and have the same thoughts. We're not. When one cannot speak their mind, it's problematic. Somebody would say their number is 443. They want to get on. Let me bring them in. The phone calls are getting better. The donations aren't moving, but the phone calls are getting better. Let's see. 443. Did you press 1, 443? 443, if you're on the line, make sure you press 1. Anybody that wants to speak to me live, you got to press 1. And for those of you who are trying to call in, you only have 18 minutes to call in. After that, you will not be able to get on the line. So you better call. It's best to call in now and then decide if you want to talk later, then not call in. Let's see. I think I saw the 443. What happened? I thought I just saw him. Did you click off 443? I just saw you, and then you might have clicked it off. There you go. All right, 443, what's up?
Yes.
Talk to me.
Yes. I'm finally. Hello, Mr. Tommy.
Yes.
I want to say it's an honor to talk to you. And I want to say that your title say, what do you hate? The word hate is not in my vocabulary. Because I want to tell you something.
Don't preface it, man. Just get to it. Don't preface it.
Okay.
Don't preface it. Just get into it. What up, Nutwater, the building?
All right. Self-hate, racism, and colorism, it all falls under the category of prejudice. Like, did you hear what I said? It's prejudice. It's not racism. It's not self-hate. It's just prejudice. I'm from Baltimore, so we talk different. So I'm sorry, Mr. Tommy, but I just want to ask you. I just want to tell you a story, okay, Mr. Tommy? I just want to tell you a story.
Talk to me.
So I had this one chick that I was dating. She didn't like my chest hair. She told me to cut my chest hair off, but she always and she always wearing wigs, or she always wearing somebody's hair, and that's the moment when I realized that it wasn't self-hate, it was just prejudice. Like you hate something that I got, but you got it too. I'm sorry, Mr. Sotomayor. I'm just all over the place right now.
I just want to know what your issue is with me, if you can.
All right. What you gotta say?
No. I want to know what your issue is with me. That's
what this. You?
That's what this show's about.
Okay. The way how you use your intellect, you weaponize your intellect into something that, like, I don't know what it is. It's like you're Professor X from the X-Men. It's like you weaponized it. And to be honest with you, I admire that and I hate it at the same time, because people like you is doing things like to weaponize their intellect to make cures for cancer or anything. Like, it's not. I don't use the word hate. I don't. It's not my vocabulary. I dislike how you weaponized it. Now, don't get me wrong. It's times when you weaponize what you got to achieve the better for the better mankind or the better good, like a general. A general in our army will weaponize his intelligence, his intellect, to make sure that nobody die or nobody on the other side die. Am I making sense?
Is that a real question?
No, I mean it says, like, why do you hate Tommy? I don't hate him. I'm just asking him, like, why do you use your intellect in a hateful manner?
Well, I can answer that for you. I can answer that for you. It's a little bit of something like this.
All right, what's up?
had to call him a cab. Some shit. We have Duckwater on the line. I wanted to actually have a segment to where I would talk to him outside of this, where we could go live and do our own little thing. I don't know if he's willing to do that. I was going to do it a little bit later, like after I get all these people off. But if he just wants to speak on the line, we can do that too. I thought it would be cool if we just got on like he did the interview with the other cat, and that way he could put it on his channel at the same time and get people, come on there. I thought that would be cool if we did it that way. But I'm going to see. I wouldn't know which one of the numbers was his, so he would have to either tell me in the comment section what's his first three numbers, so I would know which one was him, because it's a bunch of people on the line, so I don't know which one's him. Okay, 773. Hold on. You got to press the 1. If you're listening to me, press the 1 so that you'll show up on the screen. There you go. All right, what's going on? I think this is Nut War. Is that you? Hello? Oh shit. Can you hear me? Is it him or because I can hear myself on the line? Nut War, is that you? Hello? I hear him breathing.
Hello?
Hey. He said hello, but I don't hear him. That was weird. I can hear him hearing me back. Oh, this is weird. I hear him moving. Listen. Listen. He's still moving.
Hello?
I don't know who that was. I'll try again. That was weird. You said your number is 773. Press the 1. Nut War, press the 1. No, it looks like your number might be 252. Or 312. Let me see. Is this Nut War 252?
I'm 252.
Oh, this ain't Nut War, so maybe it's 312. I think he got his numbers mixed up. Is that you, Nut War? Yeah, your number wasn't 773. It's 312.
Hello?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, but you called from a 312 number.
Oh, you know what? My phone must have switched over to the Hangouts thing where I was calling directly from my cell phone, so that's probably what it was.
Oh, no problem. So I just hung up on another cat. Well, go ahead.
Oh no, you had came to the show and said hit the email, so I hit the email or whatever and shit. And I didn't know how long you was gonna be doing your broadcast, so I thought I'd come over here and speak right now because I've been drinking and smoking, so I might end up going to sleep in a minute.
I feel you on that. I know we both interviewed the same dude, and when I was trying to tell him, and I was told by a couple of people that from your chat room that you was going in on him too, and that Israel doctrine, I kept saying, well, I don't understand why you are calling the feds on this man, and then you throwing everybody under the bus for something that probably is going on in your neighborhood, but you're not calling the feds on the people who doing it in your neighborhood, in your town. I don't know what happened, but maybe you can tell us what your discussion was like, and then let them know how they can go over there and hear your discussion with Israel doctrine. But what did you think of what was going on with that?
Okay, no doubt. Well, shout out everybody in your chat room and all of that. First of all, I've been trying to be neutral and be cool and all of that. I was doing a broadcast earlier, and we were talking about how, like some of these like beefs that's coming up now from all these like unnamed obscure YouTubers seemed kind of manufactured. It seemed like a bunch of nonsense or whatever. It was spawned from Chucky Cartel's show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, as we were doing the show, somebody gave me a link to the Israel Doctrine thing, because I didn't even know nothing about it. I didn't know about the Hassan Poppy Campbell shit, but I didn't know nothing about this cat going at dude or whatever. So when they sent me the video, it just happened to be the video of dude playing the recording of him calling the feds. I listened to the shit for all of like maybe 45, 50 seconds. I'm like, hold on, I don't even fuck with that. Y'all calling the feds, that's some bullshit. So I just go, I go to the next thing or whatever the case is. And then later on in the day, I get a little comment on the page, like, you can interview me or whatever. And I saw he was on your show and on this other cat show, what have you. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Hit dude up on this little Gmail line or whatever. Like, I'll come on your show since, you label me as a snitch. I'll come and speak my piece. So he comes over to the show or whatever, and I'm trying my best to get my, my little journalist on. So tell us, who you are, where you come from, what you about, and your dog in a fight, and that whole, you know me, that ain't even my little bag. So I'm like, I'm trying my best to be diplomatic and smooth about the whole thing. Like, so my first question, my only real question is, what's your dog in the fight? So as soon as he started his lead off, the first thing is Africa Bambaataa was sucking the dude off with a finger in his ass, and the dude woke up and started jugging the shit out of this cat, stabbing him up or whatever. Dude goes to the hospital. Poppy comes dead. Bambaataa asks Poppy to go murk the dude. And then he plays this little 45-second sound clip of, like, Poppy saying, that that's what Bambaataa asked him to do or whatever. But he's playing it out of context or whatever. So I'm asking him, what the fuck is your dog in a fight or what have you? Right? And so this cat just keeps going on and on about how this dude is like some despicable ass, lying ass, low down nigga. He just don't like him and all this other shit. So I asked him about his association with the House of Consciousness, and I basically I want to know, why are you in this? Why did you feel compelled to call the feds? Because that's why we're calling you a snitch. And this dude said that he's an info activist. That's what he does. He's out here, telling on people and shit like that, essentially. So as I'm sitting there, that he said that I'm an info activist. I'm like, okay, so you got a politically correct term for snitch. So that's cool. But anyway, the dude just keeps on fucking yapping about, about whatever he's yapping about. Then he comes out, he just starts like going into this rant, like, yeah. So you just think Hassan one day just decided to pick on me, like he says. I heard him say something. I responded to him. So you just think one day out of nowhere, he just decided he gonna respond to me, huh? And I'm like, I don't understand the question. I'm just like sitting there looking at the screen, and next thing you know, like, just say you don't know. And I'm like, just say I don't know what? Just say you don't know. Like, hold on, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? And I'm like, you a rat any fucking way. And I just went in on his ass.
Well, that's what, like, I think when he came to my show, he was, and I did what you did. Well, I let him go ahead and speak. And I listened to what he was saying. And then when I asked him a question or said something he didn't like, he immediately got upset. And I didn't understand it. I was like, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to feel the same way you feel? Do you want me to tell you that everything you did was correct? Or do you want me to call it what it is? That's, I think, a lot of the problem what's going on. And you're right about these small YouTubers that are, listen, this is what they've been told. The best way to start off if you're a black YouTuber is to go at another YouTuber and just start beef. Because apparently everybody wants beef and beef sells. Nobody wants to see people not in beefs for some odd reason. And that's what everyone's doing. But he has actual personal beef with this dude, meaning he said that the dude.
I said the same thing.
I kept trying to get him to admit he had a personal beef, but he wouldn't.
Everything he's talking about was personal. It was all. Even when he was talking to me, he was almost like he was trying to argue with me, like, yeah, do you like him? I'm like, yo, I don't particularly care for the dude, but I'm like, calling the feds on him on some faggoty shit, that's not what it is, whether I like him or not. What the fuck do you have to do with it? Why are you so motivated and galvanized to do something to this dude? And then I even played it on my show a minute ago. What it really comes down to, he been talking shit, he want to go to New York, and now he's scared.
Well, and that's the issue. Like, I don't like Hassan and all that stuff. But I still pointed out to him, you're not doing this because you give a shit about the kids. I asked him a simple question. Yeah. Who else have you called the feds on? If you can't name nobody else you did, this problem.
Campbell is a sucker. I think Hassan Campbell is a sucker, man. Like, and I said it a million times, and I'll say it on your show so everybody can hear it. If you somewhere as a fucking teenager or an adolescent or whatever, and somebody get up on you like you got a saddle on your back and you don't like it, you don't go back. The first time your ass show up or whatever, that's traumatizing and all that shit. You go back after that shit, that's a date in a relationship. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you talking about.
I said the same thing.
So,
and
you know what I'm saying, dude?
Well, and what was weird is they didn't understand this little simple thing. We got our beef. Me and Tinetta got their beef. Everybody got their beef. But there's nothing wrong with being able to stand up together as a unit of people and say, well, there's a line that has to be drawn in the sand. And when it comes to kids, you got kids, I got kids, all these people got kids. I don't understand, and maybe you can talk to this point. I don't understand how these people can see and hear what that Hassan is saying about, you know, raping people's kids and stuff, and still believe that, like you said, because they got mad at me. I said, he didn't rape you. That was your boyfriend. At a certain point in time, I know you saying, well, he's 16. He couldn't. No, I was 16. I knew I didn't like dick. I don't think you got to.
Ain't nothing, dude. The first time you could say it was abuse and all of those goofball shit, if you go back over that shit, that means you was longing for some shit, yo. I'm not trying to hear that shit. When I was 15 and 16, I knew what the fuck I liked and I didn't like, and it sure the fuck wasn't no goddamn dude. So I'm not trying to hear that. What I don't like about this nigga is like he's making a name after like pretty much bragging about being a pincushion.
Thank you.
Because he had a whole nother video. When he was like, I had trouble, you know, from what Ben Bada did to me. I had trouble making love to my wife. I'm up here thinking about men. It's like, no, like, sound like you made the wrong decision. It's like, you know, you need to just make a little shift in your life and everything will be okay. That's what I'm saying with his big hat wearing ass. Fuck that.
and that's what I think Israel Doctrine was expecting, that people would be one-sided. Because I can tell y'all right now from what I know about Nut War, if some shit comes up about me in this conversation, he gonna say it. He don't give a shit that he on the phone with me. He gonna say, this is how I feel about it. This what you said or this what you did. It won't be well, now we talking, he gonna act like it didn't bother him or it doesn't upset him. But I wish that more people would sit up here and do that. Right, but think about it. I wish that more people would be like that. Like, I'd rather you be straight to my face than sit here and pretend that, well, I'm got Israel on the phone, so in order to talk to Israel, I got to tell him that everything he did was right. And I think that's what he was expecting out of me. That's why he wanted to come on your show and anybody else's show, because he didn't get what he thought he was going to get out of me. And they was like, hey, nigga, you ain't got to worry about it. Nut War going off on him too. Like, it's something about what he was doing that just seemed fake.
If that motherfucker came to my show and expected like lasting diplomacy, then he was the fuck misled. He obviously ain't seen a couple of episodes. Like, I ain't with all that bullshit. And he came over there to bullshit. So he should have knew he was going to get called out.
You know what's strange to me, and I will say this to y'all. I've said it whether we were beefing or not. Nutwater is one of the most intelligent YouTubers that are out there, because he speak about stuff that most people don't speak on. You can go and listen to him and hear about a motherfucking author that you didn't even know about, a movie that you didn't expect to hear about. So that's why I have no problem, and that's why I asked him to come on the show. None of this other stuff, except for he was talking with this guy, and I was like, that guy is going around looking for people to agree with his fuck shit. And it literally is fuck shit. If you can be honest with me about what you're doing, I'd be all right with it. Were you thinking the same thing? Like, if you can just come out and tell me I got beef with this nigga and I'm trying to hurt him, I could at least respect that. But when you're trying to tell me this is some benevolent act, you sound like an asshole.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that point. But honestly, I think because I'm a little bit more fucked up than you, I was like, why the fuck you hit me, nigga? That's really what I was on. So I'm like, you know, like, you want to talk about something. All right, what the fuck do you want to talk about? Because my conclusion still was, you's a fucking rat, dude. There was no fucking reason for you to call the fucking feds behind some YouTube shit. This nigga wasn't trolling you. He wasn't doing nothing to you. He wasn't affecting your money. You wasn't feeling it like the beefs that me, you, and everybody else that went through. It was nothing of that magnitude. You came on some sideline shit, on some looky-loo shit. You saw some shit that, you know what I'm saying, made your motherfucking panties go up and your booty crack. You started whining about that shit. That dude told you he would twist your ass up, and you went to your white motherfucking daddy with your black conscious ass. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all, he had said this, that, and the other, whatever. Got these motherfuckers on this nigga back, whether I like him or not. That's just some bogus shit. so you could go to New York and try to fleece the people for a couple of dollars on your bullshit. Yeah, we you know, the creamy nebula, you know what I'm saying, Unks and pyramids or whatever the fuck they be talking about. I don't get that shit.
Hey, that war ran it down 100% because let me tell y'all, I thought the same thing. All I saw Hassan do was say some jokes you didn't like. You calling the feds over that? Where they do that at?
Nah, that's some sucker shit. And then when you sit up online and then you sit up and you jump from show to show to show trying to get cosigns and to justify that sucker shit. I mean, I know it's a bunch of bitch shit going on online with these motherfucking dudes on his cloud. I even called him out. You want some cloud chasing shit because he only went to the higher names, Sarnet or you, me, and shit like that. He didn't go to like Joe Schmo, the big head YouTuber. He went to motherfuckers who had a decent amount of motherfucking subscribers, man.
Well, let me say this too, though. And I said it when he was on my show. I said, if you really cared like you say you do, you wouldn't have had to put that on YouTube. Why would you have to call the feds and tell them I'm going live so you can talk about what you think this man might have done when you know what people have done in your real life and you've never called the feds? And then he said,
I said the same.
Go
I'm
ahead.
like, why you ain't hit the people up about the motherfuckers right there by you? I said the same shit to him.
It's bothersome to me. And then he said, well, did he give you the same bullshit as he give me? Oh, how do you know I didn't do it?
No, because by that time I was telling him how much of a bitch motherfucker he was differently. So,
well, I wish I had said to him.
Me, he got a.
Well, I wish I had said to him, I know you didn't do it because I don't see the video of it. Since you decided to put this on video, and I wasn't thinking at that moment. Now I'm saying it now. I'm like, you know how when you argue with your girl and you done walked off and you remember some more shit you want to say to that bitch.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but you know me, I'm one of those in the moment ass dudes. So like I said, when I was talking to this dude, I'm trying to be you. Come on, man, you know how I am, man. Right. Everybody that knows me knows like I'm straightforward. I'm kind of aggressive. You know what I mean? I'm kind of abrasive. So I'm really trying my best to be as diplomatic and as passive as possible. This motherfucker got out of his body on some like, just say you don't know. I'm like, what? What the fuck? What happened? Just say you don't know. I'm like, don't know what? Just say you don't know why he did it. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not one of these niggas. Fuck you and your life and your whack ass beard. Bitch. I just went in. So yeah, I'm
about to ask you to leave beards out of this. I'm about to ask you to leave beards up out of this.
No, man, I don't have a problem with beards. I'm saying I was just like, man, this motherfucker, come on, man. Dude look real bizarre, bro. I don't have a problem with beards, man. Beards is the shit. His beard, fuck him. It just came out, man. Fuck him.
I just fuck around with you.
He kissed my ass with his tongue out. Fuck him.
I was just fucking with you, but I want to ask you this before I let you go a little bit about the other fella, because maybe you can tell me why is it so many people behind this dude who, like you said, he's trying to get money and views and all of this stuff off of, I guess, aggrandizing having sex with a grown man and remaining that grown man's friend up into adulthood. I don't get it.
You talking about pincushion?
Yeah.
All right. First off, my thoughts about dude. I don't like culture vulture ass niggas. First of all, I don't like grown ass men that play the fucking victim about some sucker shit. Like I say, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't no fucking victim. You was a lover. You know what I'm saying? You was a paramour. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck you was. You was a consensual, willing participant to the poker-thon. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you come, like, when he came out after Ron Savage or whatever, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it was some opportunist shit. The way he lingered around like a bitch that won't leave, you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying, Bambaataa boned me too. Why don't nobody seem to care? Bambaataa boned me too. And he went over there and saw that, and anybody that would listen to him about Bambaataa boning him too. Then Star and everybody else got involved. Mm-hmm. And then when he saw there was some coins involved, he switched to victim. Then it was all about this advocacy about, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, how the fuck can you do that when you trying to shove your PP in some retarded kid's mouth as he came out? And you proud about that shit. Then you talk about how you conflicted about, you know what I'm saying, boning your, you know, you piping down your wife, but you thinking about some man, you know what I'm saying, you want beard hairs against the back of your neck or hickeys between your shoulder blades or some old shit like that. You know what I mean? Then you up here sitting up here trying to shit on everybody. You sound like you just picking at all the dudes you like or some shit like that. He had a problem with Sarnetti, had a problem with you, had a problem with this person, problem with that. I'm like, the nigga act like he got sexual tension against everybody else on YouTube. But to me, he's just exploiting to get a couple of coins. Because one minute he was on some bum-ass desperate victim shit. Now he on some bum-ass, I'm getting a couple of dollars overconfident shit.
Yes,
so me,
I didn't
myself,
understand
I
that.
just think it's...
He was talking today like he was that dude, like he's rich, and you've seen it because you've been around here as long as I have. How many of them dudes, and you know it's a few dudes, I know it's a few dudes you dealing with. I ain't saying no names, but they do the same thing. They go from saying money don't matter and views don't matter to throwing in your face their money, their donation, and their views. How do you sit back and watch
broke motherfuckers do?
When you're watching
check it out, though.
Go ahead.
When I'm watching it, it's like, we spoke before. I used to sell drugs before, you right? So when I wasn't selling drugs and shit, you know what I'm saying, I was fucked up. After I was selling drugs for a little while, whatever, I was able to do different things. So the people who were still doing what I was doing before I sold drugs, those were the people I talk shit to. Like the old saying, shit rolls downhill. If you got a bunch of garbage motherfuckers who've been garbage in their entire life, they get online, they get a little bit of attention. Now they matter a little bit. Throw some money into the mix. You got a whole brand new motherfucker.
Very true.
They still whoever the fuck they are in real life, but when the camera, remember, you turn the camera on, you could be an astronaut, a cowboy. God damn it, I'm Styles, a rocket scientist. If you ask any motherfucking body, you dig? But what I'm saying is, when all these people are on, they're coming online trying to be who they always wanted to be. They didn't have natural charisma. They wasn't naturally popular. They didn't have all of those real life things. They get online and they're like, oh, people accept me even though I look like a damn knuckle. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, it's cool. These cute chicks will talk to me despite the fact because they can't smell you. They're not around you. They don't know that you boring because they're only getting you in small glimpses. So people suspend reality when they're dealing with this YouTube shit. People misinterpret the attention they get. They're thinking that people really fucking like them. It goes to their head because motherfuckers never liked them. Then they start talking shit. They start grandstanding.
Yep.
Anybody who ever been through some real shit can see exactly what the fuck it is. It's a bunch of phony motherfuckers finally being who they wanted to be. But it's all illusion because ain't nobody there. You're talking to an invisible crowd. You're making it more than what it is. That's how I feel about all these garbage-ass niggas. They ain't did no real-life movements.
And you can tell by the way they're speaking and the way that they're acting. It's like you have just switched from being a person. It kind of reminds me of Kanye West when he said, you get a little money, you go and get you a white girl. Yeah, it was something that was fun to say before he got money. Then when he got some money, he went and did exactly what he said that other people do. And it was strange that it's so many of us who don't have something begrudge the people who do have it instead of at least congratulate him or just trying to do it. Like right now, Poppy used to talk about me and saying that I talked about black women, saying that I was online just trying to get money, saying that people need to go after their money and flag them, and all of us need to go together and flag him. Now I will listen to him complain today that that's what they were doing to him, that he should be able to make this money to be able to take care of his family. Why would anybody try to take that away from him? And I was like, dude, don't you understand that's the same argument you made? And I think that it's a lot of times with us as black men, we don't take a value in seeing another black man succeed. We'll watch white people succeed and expect that that's what they're supposed to do, and we don't ever try to mess with them. We think that there's a problem that's going to come with that. But when it's another black man, we're doing way too much stuff to each other online, trying to destroy each other's lives, kill each other, and all this stuff. And it seems too easy for us. I'm gonna give you the last word on the state of the Black YouTube Union.
All right. As far as what you said is the best way to break down what I'm saying, and you can probably testify to this. When I first got back in the mix or even in tune with these dudes over here on TRS, the very first question that, and again, we've had our little differences or whatever, but I've always maintained one thing. You might not agree with what the fuck this dude is talking about, but you cannot dispute the fact that he has the right to say whatever the fuck he's saying, whether you like it or not. When I first went over to these TRS motherfuckers and everybody I went across, when they was like, fuck Tommy, get Tommy offline, blah, 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 and all this old bullshit, the same way Hassan was doing, as you mentioned, I said to these dudes, is it really an issue that you have a problem with what the fuck he's saying, or do you have an issue with what he has and you want it for yourself? Is it that you really want to knock him down and get in the motherfucking spot for yourself? Be fucking real. I said it to every fucking body, from Vic Damone to L.A. to fucking Tyrone, him motherfucking self, because most of them dudes started out as your fucking supporters. Then I've also said, you know what I'm saying, yeah, I agree with a lot of things that dudes said, and I believe that a whole lot of people, they get personally fucking offended or they have a problem with my man's delivery. But at the same time, whether you agree with it or not, you don't have the right to censor that dude, because when the fuck they come censor you, what the fuck you gonna complain about? So you just let motherfuckers live and, and live and let live, essentially is what I was saying. People ain't been hearing that shit. You talked about the state of what's going on now, the climate that we live in now. We live in this self-gratifying, instinct self-gratification, self-exaltation, just everything is just some self-centered, self-absorbed nonsense for everybody that's buying into it. That's what the culture is on. Everything is about how much drama, you know what I'm saying, how much tea can you spill, how much sensationalist shit can you put out. You got these low-level, bum-ass, never did nothing, want to be included, no personality having ass niggas that want to be a part of something, so they're doing their best imitation of fucking Hollywood. Being on social media is basically an easy way for ugly niggas to get pussy they would never have got. That's my breakdown.
Well, I still want to say to you right now, I've said it to you before, and I'll say it to you again. I don't care, but I guess I just deal with black men like this because I came out doing what I was doing for black men and men. I have no issue with anything that's happened in the past. I would rather, and it don't mean you can't make no damn video saying this nigga was wrong on this, because I think that shit's healthy. What I don't think is healthy is when we are trying to ruin each other's real life. Anything else, though? Fair game.
All right, well, to that, I'll say, nigga, fuck you. But it was good being on your show.
Hey, that's real. I'd rather be real. And anytime you're welcome to come over. As a matter of fact, if you ever wanted me to come over on yours, I'm good with that. Because the rising tides will raise all boats. And I don't think that anybody should sit here and say it's all me, all eyes should be on me. And I wouldn't even want it like that, because I think if in the black community that you have more leaders, it's hard to take any person down. When you're the main focus, you get everybody shooting their best shot at you. And I don't like that. I don't handle that well.
No doubt. Well, like I said, man, I'm not dwelling on no past shit. You can't do shit for yesterday. And I've been saying now for weeks, I'm on a different little page. I'm just trying to be on some neutral, peaceful shit with everybody. Amen. So again, I'm not dwelling on none of that shit. You dig? But again, shout out to your chat room and shit. Like, it's a good convo. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll build again and all that. So I'm about to smoke some more weed and crash.
Let's do it. I'm about to get me something to eat in a minute and do the same thing. I'm gonna answer a few more of these calls, ladies and gentlemen. This is my man Nut War.